out, it's going to play out over the next several weeks. To suggest that this is over, I think is would be misinformed. If I'm Prigozhin, I'm not drinking any tea or getting above the second floor in any building anytime soon.
Probably not.
We've heard about how Russia handles dissidents within. Yeah, no elevator shafts, no open windows. No, thank you. I'll be tethered to the floor. No. Thank you very much. But when we start this week, Ilya, we're going into a week where there is a little bit more saturation outside of what has been a fairly interesting weekend in terms of the overall news flow. The macro calendar does pick up a little bit more this week. I know we had 2 days of Fed Chair Powell's testimony last week. He will be on the speech circuit once again.
Yeah, he's back.
Over the coming few days. He'll be speaking on Wednesday and then again on Thursday. But before then, we actually have a handful of important macro releases that people should be paying attention to, at least in my opinion, particularly if you're looking to what's happening in the bond market. When we think about how recent housing data has come out, when we think about what's been going on with inflation, with consumption trends, we have durable goods orders coming out this Tuesday. We're going to have PCE data for the U.S., Eurozone inflation data. The most interesting release, though, I think that has the biggest implications for the global economy, and you and I will speak ad nauseum about the macro data, tomorrow on Overtime, Tuesday, Wednesday, so we don't need to bog down people with it now. But if there's one thing to look to, I think that has the top tier catalyst for this week, it's probably going to be that Chinese manufacturing PMI.
Yeah.
The world's second largest economy. They haven't staged a significant opening post-COVID. Their COVID lockdowns really created a timing mismatch for when they opened and the world was growing. Now the world is growing and China's reopening, so they can't get any traction behind their efforts to spark a resurgence in their economy. An economy that's dealing with obviously an inflated housing market. We've heard all sorts of problems about Chinese property lenders over the past 2 or 3 years, and now youth unemployment is in double digits. So China really wants to get their economy off the ground. The PMI data could help set the course, the tone for whether or not the globe is inching closer towards a recession. Do you find the Chinese PMI data later this week to be most important for, say, crude oil this week, copper, Australian dollar? And then you can think about all the offshoots, any mining names in the equity space, for example, like even GDX. You could think about XLE. You have a whole host of implications that go from the futures commodities and they spread out to the companies that benefit when these prices go up versus suffering when they go down.
Absolutely. I think the way that I think about China as sort of the influence it has on this larger story is almost like I would look at CSX earnings. Because you would look at a railway's earnings and say, okay, what does this tell me about the actual turnover in the business cycle? Are things moving? Are goods going from point A to point B? When you look at China and you look at their economic data and you look at the dynamics of it, what you're looking at is something thematically very similar, because China is essentially the value add node for the global supply chain. If you want to think about sort of the life cycle of anything, any physical thing, it begins with raw material inputs that are processed, assembled, welded together, screwed together, glued together, stapled together, whatever you like, into some sort of a finished thing. That finished thing then ends up in a store and is sold. China is still, even though they've been off the map for quite a bit longer than other economies because their COVID lockdowns ended almost a year later than most other major economies, they are still the premier place where the transformation of raw materials into some stage of finished or semi-finished thing is occurring. So this is really a kind of barometer of global activity. This is a value add center in the middle of the supply chain where the transformation occurs into final or semi-final goods. Sometimes they're finished closer to home. Sometimes they're finished in China. it depends, but it is a place where a tremendous share of the global intermediate production is taking place for all manner of things. And so this is why this economic data is so important, in particular the manufacturing side, because that is a view onto global demand. The Chinese numbers that we're going to get this week are particularly important because we are going to get not just the official numbers, but also the Caixin numbers, which are essentially a private sector estimate of the same thing. So you're going to get a PMI number out of the government itself, the purchasing entity within Beijing's own power structure that monitors these things and releases this data. And then you're going to get the S&P Global version, which tends to look at somewhat different firms. The official numbers tend to focus on state-owned enterprises, which are larger. The Caixin one tends to focus on smaller, more nimble, oftentimes with more foreign ownership type of firms. And so both of these things, while they tend to be fairly close in terms of direction,
Hello?
give you a broad sense of what different
Is this thing on?
businesses in China are seeing. And so
Hello?
it'll be a really interesting
Anybody there?
thing, not just for obviously the fate of the world's second largest,
Can anybody hear me?
which
Oh, Ron,
big piece of
what's
the
up?
pie all onto itself, but also a big view as to how the world economy and the global supply chain is doing, and whether there is significant throughput. If there's not, that wouldn't just tell you that there's a problem in China. It would tell you there's a problem in global demand in general.
Oh, good.
And that's something that can be very insightful, particularly since we just finished last week with an abysmal set of PMIs from Europe, with a disappointing set of PMIs from the US. And the response was, here we go. This smells of recession at a time when central bank hawks are circling ever hungry.
Wow, look at the futures taking off.
You know, there's another interesting China story that's going to make its way through the news over the coming week.
I am so shocked.
Equity markets have been basically moving down in a straight line.
I was so,
Their highest level going back to the middle of April.
or I am so shocked.
June 16th.
Wow.
That was at 29.25. We're down at 26.87. So we're off more than
Jesus fucking Christ.
the highs that we just saw that Friday on the 16th.
This is officially a joke, people.
The ETF looks
This shit,
and, for the
fucking absurd.
holdings, you're thinking about like Tencent, for example, as a Chinese company that's been really struggling recently.
Just a matter of time.
I think the Micron story here
Try to-
is going to be fascinating at the end.
As many people trapped as possible.
Chips. Obviously, they just got hit with a ban in China. They said that they failed to.
If they're waiting for me to capitulate to bullish, it ain't going to happen.
Something that's material to their revenue. Just to see here, there was a May 21st
Wow.
conclusion by the Cybersecurity Administration of China that more or less said that they can't do anything.
How's our Bitcoin going?
Products to certain domestic industries. The company effectively said that approximately a quarter
Let's
of
find out.
worldwide revenue, which was about $30.8 billion for fiscal year 2022, half of that China HQ customer revenue, which equates to a low double-digit percentage of Micron's worldwide revenue, is now at risk of being
Well, I've only had the microphone working for about 1 minute, so
7.7, and half of that, which they said is about 3.85. So that's a material
Wow.
hit to their bottom line moving forward. This obviously seems like it's a bigger tit for tat in the whole restricting certain companies.
how long until the rug pull?
Operate in various jurisdictions. We know that the United States, the UK, Canada have had issues with Huawei, the Chinese company, in recent years.
I thought it was Huawei.
China detained one of their executives. Canada detained one of their executives.
Canada did, yeah.
A little while back, and it resulted in Chinese citizens, Canadian citizens being detained in China. There we go. And so this is part of a much bigger geopolitical story. Micron may be getting caught in the crosshairs of this. But this is going to come out on Thursday. They have earnings coming out on Thursday this week, Ilya. They're expected to show a loss of about $1.70 in
What?
earnings per share.
I'm just trying to get everything set up because I had audio problems.
Been very important for this bump in
so
the
every-
stock recently. We can think about NVIDIA,
you know.
we can think about TSMC. But Micron here is certainly offering a unique perspective into the.
I love when everything's different.
Globally, but
And I even did a stream on Friday. So
domestically that are catering to this. Well, if it's part of the West, we don't want it. Despite Anthony Blinken heading over there just last weekend, it does seem like this is one of those waypoints along a path to a chillier relationship.
It certainly seems that way. I mean, obviously, we have a bit of a tit for tat. You won't take our technology companies and our comms companies, so we won't take yours. Kind of thing makes sense. I think the larger question here, in so much as the consensus around the Western economies and their position on China seems to be hardening.
okay, there it is. God damn it.
French President Macron's attempts to kind of carve a path for Europe.
It never ends.
I mean, that
Strategic sovereignty.
There we go. Okay.
That clearly landed like a ton of bricks. And so the lines clearly seem.
And I can't wait, Model 3 dude. I can't wait for that.
Established much harder.
I wonder if the market will actually react appropriately.
Level of consensus
I wonder.
from allies like Australia and Canada and Japan.
Because, I mean, I don't think they give a fuck.
Western Europe.
I don't think they care.
Germany in particular.
I don't think they have to care.
Push back on some of the,
which is absurd, but
Beijing has adopted.
Let's see how our Bitcoin is doing.
Past 5, 8, 10 years. And so what you have, I think, is really a question of, okay, so somebody like a Micron ends up being essentially caught in the crossfire of this. Are you going to have action from Washington to try to make them whole? Maybe sign a government contract with.
Well, it looks like it was a total scam.
A government contract with, say, Canada.
Looks like it was a total scam, as usual.
So the degree to which
this is Friday's delusion right here.
This week,
31.4.
for other companies will be very interesting, because if Micron comes out and says, "Yeah, look,
it's now 34."
Business, but we've been in talks with the administration. We've been in talks with
down 3% from Friday's high.
and we know that we need to make this adjustment.
Whoops.
We're going to make an adjustment. We're in. We're going to be fine. Let's go. As opposed,
Ethereum's only down 1.8%.
be a serious point, and we don't know what to do about.
But I already sold out. I'm already out of it. So
we're just going to have to bear the pain, because it is what it is. That'll be important, I think, stage setting for other companies. And then, of course, markets will go, okay, well, what else is a Micron? And the search will begin for other vulnerabilities. And where that pops up, we're going to have to wait and see. But, of course, there's a ton of usual suspects that we can think of that have significant assembly operations in China. And, of course, immediately everybody's going to go, well, if this is one of those things where Micron's been left holding the bag and they're not really getting any offsetting support, other businesses can expect the same, and that can be something of a cooling effect broadly, and of course inflationary also.
In thinking about Micron's performance this year, staying focused on the individual equity story here.
Okay, well, we'll be moving into
June 28th. That's Wednesday. Micron's up 30.6% year to date.
good.
Fantastic. The problem
It's going to keep going. It's going to be up 85% by the time it's all said and done. Yeah. All right. Thank you, tasty guys. Now, let me get rid of some of these windows. I didn't have a chance to close everything out that I wanted to. And then I had to start Googling how to fix this stupid audio problem. So we think the Model 3 dude thinks all the meme stocks are about to get slapped hard. I see that Rants put out a video about AMC about to crash. I think that's hilarious because, what I look for in a bullish stock, this is it right here. Look at these absurd days. Look at this. It's just ridiculous. How long? When break below 20? My question there. But anyway, let's see what we got here. This stupid German video here. I'm curious about this AMC new emergency ruling. What is this? What in the world could this possibly be? And how? And I mean, it's probably not related to AMC at all. Let's find out. Here we go.
Modernization of beneficial ownership reporting. The SEC issued in advance notice of proposed rulemaking in 2010 to fix proxy palming, but didn't take action. Now they want to pass out more voting rights before fixing it. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new today, we are going to be going over a few things with AMC. First, touching on the brand new rule that the SEC is putting out, because we have to talk about it, because you need to comment by June 27th. This is going to worsen the voting process, and it's going to cause a few major problems if it does get passed. I have a couple notes right here that we're going to cover. I'll ask you.
Okay, Susan Trimbath, PhD. She's an expert. Rule gives derivative holder voting rights at file S70622. Worsens chaotic voting process. Oh. Okay. Let's see if that's, well, we'll just keep going here.
Is please hit the like button. It helps me out. Also hit the subscribe button.
No.
Drop a comment down below.
No.
Let's get into
No.
the period. This is the good news.
All right.
SEC is putting out a rule that is in the proposal period. This is the good news, that it's still in the proposal period. However, this is a reopening of the comment period for the proposal. So it is close to potentially getting pushed through or denied, and it's conformed to the Federal Register already. Conformed to the Federal Register version already. So that is the bad news, as well as kind of good news that it's still in the proposal phase, so it's not passed just yet.
Is it bad or good news?
Hopefully we'll have the lawsuit dealt with on the 29th and 30th before this even can go through, right? So institutions wouldn't be able to overthrow a vote. Now, there's major problems with this rule. This is giving derivative holders rights to actual shares. In other words, you wouldn't have to purchase shares in order to vote. So for the vote for the conversion split,
I haven't seen this actually claimed yet. I've seen somebody who's a known grifter, Suzanne Trimbath, claim this on Twitter. And I see a first page of something here that does not mention it. So I need to find that. We need to find the actual text where this is actually, stated. Now, where did she say to look it up? Or what did she say to look up? She said file S72062. I'm going to look this up. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Getting there here, getting there. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it. I mean, I have the document he's looking at. Whether it says what... Okay. Proposing to amend certain rules that govern beneficial ownership reporting. Beneficial ownership reporting. Okay. The proposed amendments would modernize the filing deadlines for initial and amended beneficial ownership reports filed on Schedules 13D and 13G. The proposed amendments would also deem holders of certain cash-settled derivative securities as beneficial owners of the reference equity securities and clarify the disclosure requirements of Schedule D with respect to derivative securities. In addition, the proposed amendments would clarify and affirm the operation of the regulation as applied to two or more persons that form a group under the Securities Act, and provide new exemptions to permit such persons to communicate and consult with each other, jointly engage issuers, and execute certain transactions without being subject to regulation as a group. We are proposing to amend provisions regarding the date on which 13D and G are deemed to have been made. Finally, we're proposing to require that 13D and G use a structured machine-readable data language. Okay, this is what they're reopening, I guess. But it's not exactly what he's looking at. I hope it's the same. Where's the file number? Yeah, 33-11030. 33-11030. I guess maybe it is the same version. Yeah, it's the same version.
Holders' rights to actual shares. In other words, you wouldn't have to.
So this came out last year, and Lynn's asking, is this old? I don't remember anybody talking about this necessarily before, but I guess they proposed it last year, and then I don't think anything was done with it. And now they're reopening the comment period because obviously, you know, they knew that the apes got burned by this vote, this rigged vote. So they're reopening it now after this charade of a lawsuit has taken place. But let's get down into the brass tacks here. Use proposed amendment to Rule 13D3 to regulate the use of cash-settled derivative securities. Well, what is Rule 13D3? Determination of a beneficial owner. Okay. Okay, so we need B. Don't care. Well, maybe we should read the introduction, but proposed amendments. Okay, wait a minute here. I don't like the way this is laid out at all. It's just pretty absurd here. Table of contents. So we're looking for B. Capital B. Where's capital B? Okay. Haven't seen it yet. Okay, there's capital A. 1. Okay, I got to go way down here, it looks like. Two, 3. Where the 4. 6. Where's capital B? Come on. There we go. I think it's this. There it is. B. Oh, look at that. They started a new section right there in a page. That's fantastic. Okay. We are proposing to amend Rule 13D3 to deem holders of certain cash-settled derivative securities to be the beneficial owners of the referenced above class. Referenced above class, okay. Specifically, we are proposing to add new paragraph E to Rule 13D3 as discussed in more detail below. In addition to setting forth the circumstances under which a holder of a cash-settled derivative security will be deemed the beneficial owner of the reference equity securities, proposed Rule 13D3E also includes provisions describing how to calculate the number of reference equity securities that a holder of a cash-settled derivative will be deemed to beneficially own. Background. Neither Section 3A nor 13D of the Exchange Act define the term beneficial owner or beneficial ownership. Regulation 13DG similarly does not expressly define those terms. To provide clarity, the Commission adopted Rule 13D3, which provides standards for the purpose of determining whether a person is a beneficial owner subject to 13D. For example, Rule 13D3 3A provides that a person who directly or indirectly has shares voting, or investment power is a beneficial owner. Investment power, okay? The Commission also recognized the importance of accounting for contingent interests in equity securities arising from investor use of derivatives, such as options, warrants, or rights. The Commission therefore chose to include holders of certain derivatives as beneficial owners under Rule 13d3, those derivatives that would be settled in kind or otherwise convey a right to acquire a covered class. Specifically under Rule 13d3d1, a person is, quote, deemed a beneficial owner of a covered class if that person holds a right to acquire the covered class. For example, through the exercise of an option or warrant or conversion of a security that is exercisable or convertible within 60 days. Similarly, under Rule 13d3d1, if a right has been acquired for the purpose, or with the effect of changing or influencing control of the issuer of securities, that person is treated as a beneficial owner of the underlying class of equity securities, regardless of when that right may be exercisable, exchangeable, or convertible. At the same time, however, holding derivatives that by their terms entitle the holder to nothing more than economic exposure to a covered class historically has not been considered sufficient to constitute beneficial ownership. Okay, this is the way that it already is, by the way. This is the way that it already is. Over the years, commenters have raised concerns about the fact that current Rule 13d3 fails to explicitly address the circumstances in which an investor in a cash-settled derivative may influence or control an issuer by pressuring a counterparty to make certain decisions regarding the voting and disposition of substantial blocks of securities. An investor in a cash-settled derivative may be positioned, by virtue of its commercial relationship with a counterparty, to acquire any reference securities that the counterparty may acquire to hedge the economic risk of the transaction, including any obligations that may arise in connection with settlement. Okay. Entry into the agreement governing the derivative may, therefore, result in a rapid accumulation of a covered class by a counterparty similar to the types of accumulations that prompted Congress to enact Section 13D. In addition, if institutional counterparties hold sizable positions of reference securities with a view toward future sales to holders of cash-settled derivative securities, a regulatory concern arises under Rule 13d3b. For example, if an arrangement or understanding exists outside of the terms of a derivative instrument that enables an investor to acquire the reference securities from a counterparty, God, fuck this language. The reference securities could be viewed as having been impermissibly parked with the counterparty on behalf of the derivative holder. Use of cash-settled derivative securities in the change of control context also may serve as a catalyst. I'm going to start skipping. This is way too wordy. The Commission previously determined that the concentration of voting power in a single block and its transferability are material information to the market. Holders of cash-settled derivatives may also have incentives to influence or control outcomes. Although holders of derivatives settled exclusively in cash ordinarily would lack the express legal power, such holders may possess economic power that can be used to produce desired outcomes through engagement with a counterparty or the issuer. Unwinding of agreements could also adversely impact the stock price. In the event of a default, at minimum, greater transparency. Proposed Rule 13d3e is thus designed to make information about any large positions in cash-settled derivative securities and, by implication, the related reference securities. Okay. Under specified conditions, if holders of cash-settled derivatives were deemed beneficial owners of the reference securities in combination with the other amendments proposed in this release, the resulting disclosures could alert issuers in the market to the possibility of rapid accumulations of and high concentrations in a covered class. Why didn't they just say, I don't know. Well, anyway, by extending it to include certain persons who purchase cash-settled equity-based derivatives, investors, issuers, and other market participants should have greater transparency regarding persons with significant interests in issuers. could address concerns that financial product innovation has outpaced the reach of a rule provision first adopted by the Commission in 1968. Cash-settled derivatives imitate the economic performance of a direct investment in an issuer's equity securities. That's not necessarily true. Like, I mean, it is, but there's also other things that determine the value of derivatives. But, you know, yeah, it's not a one-for-one. Let's see here. Let's see here. So, and the thing is about they make sure to say cash settled derivatives. That's something that happens on settlement, obviously, because it's cash settled. It's not a type of security. It's not a type of derivative. It is the way that that position is closed. It would be settled in cash rather than settled in shares. So that's something. I don't know what that is, but so a cash settled option trades that pay out in cash at expiration rather than delivering the underlying asset. But that's, I'm going to bring up Investopedia here just for this definition, if I can. Cash settled options. There are two forms of option settlement, physical and cash settlement. With a physical settlement, the trade completes with the transfer of the underlying asset from the seller to the buyer. That would be like exercising the option. Call option holder exercises the option on a specific stock. The option seller must then sell the stock. Converse is valid for the put option holder. Alternatively, an option may be cash settled. The amount of payment may be the difference between the option strike price and the current value of the security at the exercise date, or it may be a fixed amount of cash. Cash settled equities derivatives means your deposit has cleared the broker. Well, it just means that you're not requesting the shares. You're just selling it out for whatever its value is at the end of the option period. So if you buy a call option on something and that something goes up and the call contract gains value at the end of at the expiration date or anytime beforehand, you could choose to sell that contract back and close it out, and you just take the money. You're saying, I don't need 100 shares of whatever it is. I just want to collect the difference. I want to collect the amount that this option contract appreciated by. So, but you're requesting to get paid in cash rather than shares. That's all it is. Yes. Cash-settled derivatives imitate the economic performance of a direct investment and may economically empower the holders of such derivatives to influence the issuer or the price of its securities. Okay, so this is all about reporting these positions. We believe that requiring reporting based on wholly or partly upon the holding of such positions would be in the best interest of the public. Proposed amendment. Deemed a beneficial owner of the reference securities and covered class. Persons who acquire and hold cash-settled derivative securities with the purpose or effect of changing or influencing control of the issuer may seek to use their position to influence the voting, acquisition, or disposition of any shares the counterparty may have acquired in a hedge, proprietary investment, or otherwise. Moreover, the economic realities of the counterparty relationship mean that even absent an express right to direct the voting, acquisition or disposition of such shares, the holders of cash-settled derivatives securities could be well positioned to pursue a change in control. Could be. Derivative holder counterparty may have a business relationship with to protect and develop and protect, and thus may ultimately cast votes in accordance with the preference of the derivative holder. Even if any counterparty shares are not voted, the derivative holder's probability of success in exerting influence or control over the issuer of the reference security may increase, given that any voting power the derivative holder held would be magnified by minimizing the number of shares that could potentially be voted against its plans or proposals. Okay. Similarly, while the terms of the derivative instrument may only provide for settlement in cash, I don't know. I mean, I'm not aware of any options that only settle in cash on stocks, so I don't know what they're talking about. These types of derivative holders could remain in a position to acquire any reference securities that the counterparty may acquire to hedge the economic risk, in recognition that an investment in a cash-settled derivative instrument could be converted into direct holdings of the reference security via an amendment to the instrument or otherwise. Persons who use cash-settled derivatives may also may present these economic positions to an influencer or its shareholders on the basis on which they should engage with them. These persons therefore hold their cash-settled derivative securities in a manner that implicates the policies underlying Section 13D. Proposing that application of 13D 3E be conditioned on a person holding the derivative security with the purpose of effecting change So currently, the holders of such a right would not be entitled to voting or investment power over the underlying security for a substantial period of time that may extend far beyond 60 days. Nonetheless, the Commission believed it appropriate to immediately deem these persons to be the beneficial owners because it recognized that such a right can be used to influence control. We recognize that cash-settled derivatives differ from the rights covered in that they ordinarily do not entitle holders to acquire the reference securities. To the extent such derivative security is held with the purpose of effecting change, we believe the potential for a holder to exert influence on a counterparty implicates the same concerns. Thus, we believe that deeming such holders to be beneficial owners would be consistent with the long. Okay, you already said that. You already said that. In addition, as with the treatment of in-kind derivative securities, proposed paragraph would include a provision stating that any securities not outstanding but are referenced will be deemed to be outstanding for the purpose of calculating the percentage of the relevant covered class beneficially owned. These reference securities, however, will not be deemed to be outstanding for the purpose of any other person's calculation. Okay, if cash settled with an intent to influence or control, then their plans or proposal would be publicly available. Proposed. Where's the voting bullshit? Oh, here we go. Proposed paragraph would set forth the formula for calculating the number of equity securities that a holder of a cash-settled derivative will be deemed to beneficially own. Great. Great, a formula. Awesome. This provision is necessary because derivatives may not always have a perfect one-to-one relationship to the reference security. Exactly what I said a minute ago. Instead, the value of the derivative security, although based on the value of the reference security, may change at a multiple or fraction, particularly in the case of a security option. A security option. This difference, the amount by which the is referred to the delta. Yes, of course. Are they going to use this to determine voting? I'm not reading all this. The proposed settlement. Okay, here's something. The first note provides that for the purposes of determining the number of securities that the holder of a cash-settled derivative security. Why didn't they replace this with, like, a shortened form? I don't know. Will be deemed beneficially owned. Only long positions in derivative securities should be counted. Short positions, whether held directly against a covered class or synthetically through a cash-settled derivative security, should not be netted against long positions or otherwise taken into account. The second note provides that when calculating the number of securities, the calculation in paragraph should be performed on a daily basis. Oh, great. Does not have a fixed delta. If the delta is variable and changes over the term, the delta always changes. Then a person who holds should calculate the delta on a daily basis. Okay, good. Finally, would exclude from its purview security-based swaps. Okay. Voting. Where? My question is then, if so, there's a supposedly there's a finite number of shares of whatever. 500 million. Okay. 500 million are held by investors. They're in accounts. Those 500 million shares have voting rights. Some of them are sold short, and then so the voting rights transferred to the person who buys the share from the short seller. If the original holder wants to vote, then they have to not lend their shares or recall them, and they're free to do that. But now you're talking about holders of cash-settled derivatives. So they will be settled in cash, apparently. I mean, I don't know how we know that, because as far as I know, that what is a cash-settled derivative? It's something that you end up selling out rather than exercising, okay? But you don't know that until you actually do it. So I don't know. But let's just ignore that and just say, okay, I am going to close this position and sell it out and just collect the difference in cash at the end of the expiration period, at the expiration date. Cool. However, I am going to have voting power. Where is that power derived from? What shares, because it's one share, one vote. What shares does that derivative holder derive their voting rights from? I don't see how that could work. You have effectively increased the float then, I think. Because short selling doesn't increase the float. It doesn't increase the number of votes. It does not increase the number of votes that there would be. This is evidently cash-settled derivatives. They are settled in cash, meaning you could take that cash and literally flush it down the toilet at the end, meaning you didn't buy the shares with it. Conceivably, your involvement with that company ceases to exist when you flush the money down the toilet, but you have influenced them through your vote. But I don't know. I mean, it doesn't specifically say in here. I did not specifically read anywhere where it said that this form of beneficial ownership would convey voting rights. I mean, maybe it's to be assumed. That was not clear in reading this. But I guess that's what we're going with. I don't know. Okay, back to this clown.
purchase shares in order to vote. So for the vote for the conversion reverse split, if I owned 100 shares, then I would have 100 votes. If I owned one call contract, whatever it may be, I would own 100 votes. So now owning
like this level of simplification, this level of understanding, I did not get this from what I read. I personally did not garner that from what was read. Maybe I was supposed to, but I'm not getting that from this. I'm not getting that from this. I mean, is that wrapped up in the definition of beneficial owner? Maybe. But I mean, all a beneficial owner means is that you enjoy the benefits of ownership. That's all it means. You enjoy the benefit of ownership. If the stock goes up, you profit. If it goes down, you encounter a loss. I guess it also, I'm on NASDAQ here now. Beneficial owner, as used for most purposes under the federal securities laws, a beneficial owner of stock is any person or entity with sole or shared power to vote or dispose of the stock. Well, dispose of. You can sell it. The SEC definition, this SEC definition is intended to include a holder who enjoys the benefits of ownership, although the shares may be held in another name. So there you go. That's street name ownership. So you're the beneficial owner. You benefit even though it's not held in your name. But sole or shared power to vote or dispose of the stock. I don't know. Okay.
the right to shares, right? Because you have the right but not obligation to purchase shares.
I mean, he obviously did not read this document because it clearly says, I read 40 million fucking times, cash settled derivatives. Cash fucking settled derivatives. So that means that they will not be turned into shares. It will be turned into a profit or loss in cash. So next time, at least read the fucking document. I tried to.
When you hold a contract, is now giving you voting rights. And we know institutions purchase millions of contracts at a time, which could account for hundreds of millions.
No, they don't.
Shares temporarily that they can just hold temporarily and easily vote and then get out of their position and purchase further out of the money options. This is not a good thing. Institutions would hold millions of voting rights. Okay, so this is already horrible. They can basically, this will give
This is like the doomsday interpretation. I don't believe this at all.
This will also screw up accurate share counts and shares accounted for. In other words, this is going to be very, very hard as to, okay, say you're a company, you want to vote, you want shareholders to vote on something so that you...
And honestly, this is the problem with these clowns being on YouTube, putting out these off-base interpretations where they don't even read the document, because I don't know if we'd be able to find an actual intelligent take on this on YouTube. I don't know. I wouldn't really trust anybody on YouTube to tell me what this actually would result in. I can't think of one person that I would actually trust to tell me what the deal is with this. Yet, you have all these Muppets putting out these half-baked takes on it, spreading all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt about it, when at the end of the day, I'm saying I'm not even sure what this would actually do. I'm not sure. So, sometimes if you don't know, you know what? I'm gonna let Tony tell us this because, you know, and I try to be very upfront about this stuff. Like, I'm gonna read. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna look at it together, and we'll see if we can figure it out. Although, you know, and I'll be honest, when I'm not sure what this means, let me look it up. I don't know. Don't take this as gospel, but you know, here you go.
And you know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be proven a complete imbecile in the matter. Okay, so
Couldn't have said it better myself.
There's this many shareholders, there should be this many votes around that, right? But now there's going to be hundreds of millions over and you don't even know where the votes come from. This is horrible. And the fact that it's even a thing, especially that, you know, SEC issued an advance notice of rulemaking in 2010 to fix proxy polling, but didn't take action. Now they want to pass out more voting rights before fixing it. It's just horrible. The SEC is not doing their job. They're doing a terrible, terrible job as we speak. Now, these short exempts, for June, I want to talk about real quick, correlating it over the chart, because they may be having trouble to push AMC even lower. And we've been talking about the cycles. We've been talking about how low we are getting with AMC, but I want to point out a couple things. February, 11 million short exempts. March, April, both 8, 9 million, and then it dropped.
What?
May and June.
What is short exempt?
Kind of low for
Well,
short exempts. Now, let me take you on this run here. February, right here, we saw this little gap up and this valley.
I mean, let me just throw this out there, okay? I don't know what this kid's name is. I don't really care. Kid, okay, you don't understand what short exempt means, okay? Short exempt only becomes relevant. There is one fucking case where short exempt becomes relevant. And it is when the short sale restriction has been triggered. Okay? So, if that's the case, if the short sale restriction has been triggered, meaning the security drops more than 10% from the previous day's closing price, short selling is restricted to only be able to sell on upticks, except in the case of short exempt. Why? Because those short sales are market makers selling to retail investors or other operational short selling that's not hedge funds establishing a short position. It's short positions that are sold and then practically immediately covered. But in order to lock in the price for the investor, for the retail investor, for example, guess what? The market maker is actually going to sell it to you at the current market price. And then they will go out and buy it after that. Why? Because you said you want to buy it at this price, but I don't have it. So how am I supposed to sell it to you at the price that it is right now if I don't have it and I have to go get it first? Because prices change all the time. So you want me to say, hold on, I don't have it. Wait a minute, let me go find it. And then once I find it, I'll sell it to you. But the prices might be different, might be higher, might be lower. No, that's not how that's not how they have it set up. They have it set up so that, hey, I want to buy this. Okay, here you go. Have fun. And then after that, then they're like, well, okay, we just sold 100 shares of this. I don't have 100 shares of this, so let me go find it and settle up that short position. We're short that. Okay, we bought 100 shares to cover it. Done. You don't see that trade. You don't see the trade where they buy 100 shares to settle it. It's not a public trade. So those are short exempts. Because you might buy it on an uptick. You might buy it on a downtick. There's a lot of buying that happens on downticks, probably. And I bet that if you were to go into some of these days where he's bitching about a high number of short exempt, you would see that a lot of them are red days because there was a lot of selling that day. And guess what? If there was a lot of selling that day, maybe there's a lot of dip buying that day by retail investors. And if there's a lot of dip buying that day, they're probably buying a lot on downticks. And if they're buying a lot on downticks on payment for order flow brokerages, guess what? Those are going to be short exempt. So it's a nothing burger like always. It is absolutely a nothing burger. This clown, this Muppet, has no clue what he's talking about. Let me repeat that. He has no clue what he's talking about. He will not, I will put this out there, and if I'm wrong about this, I will shut the stream down, and I probably won't ever make another one. But I guarantee you that he will not talk about what short exempt actually fucking means. Let's find out. I'm nervous now.
This peak and then slowly into the sell-off, but we came into March, okay? If you take a look back at this, March had 8 million, dropped a little bit, same exact thing happened. We got this flush, we got this valley, scaled back up, and then another valley, another reset, right? Then April hits. April once again has the valley right at the beginning, scales up, comes back through, and AMC since before February, right, January 10th or so, has hit this low. It has not gone lower. This tells me that we are nearing this relative low again, and they can't push AMC too much lower. They're just bouncing. Leads me to the next thing. This video is going to be all about short selling, naked short selling, short exempts, a horrible job the SEC is doing. We are back on the threshold security for AMC. This is an even better thing to see.
Looks like you're stuck with me for at least a little bit longer. So, yeah, no, he didn't explain it, and I see that my internet connection seems to be failing here. What is going on? They don't like when I talk about what these things actually mean. Okay, it has now hit 0. I've now, I mean, it's swinging around wildly, my bit rate. Well, that seems like a good time to go over and check the futures prices, maybe. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Higher. Yes, higher. I mean, one thing about Wall Street, you have to, I mean, you really have to just, you have to admit, they are some brave men. This is a brave, brave business. I mean, the bravery that is displayed every day by these honorable men, it's, you know, and that, well, really, they're computers. They're the computers that they can afford, their systems, algorithms, whatnot. It really is awe-inspiring, and it makes me want to be, you know, a better man. It really does. Okay, well, the connection's back. Enough of that. Well, that was some verbal. You want to talk about verbal diarrhea? That's it.
They're having trouble delivering shares. They can't deliver shares. And AMC is basically pinned at the bottom, in my opinion. This is a relative low that AMC will see right around $3.80. They're having a lot of trouble here. You can tell by the patterns in the chart based off of where these short exempts get high, where the short exempts start to...
Manuel, I think that this one, I think this guy is truly stupid, personally. He may be malicious too, but like, if I were going to make a video about short exempt, like, and talk about how, oh my God, short exempt, FTDs, oh shit, it's the end of the world. Wow, I got cats fighting here. Holy shit. If I were going to make a video like this, and I never would, but if I were, I would at least define what these fucking things mean. Why isn't he talking about what it actually is? He's just saying, oh my God, oh no, oh my God, like an old lady, but he hasn't actually defined what it actually means. Why? Why should I care? You haven't told me. Well, I have, I mean, the only thing I can assume, is that he doesn't know. He doesn't know exactly what it means, but he knows it's bad. Okay, that's fucking great. I mean, that is just fucking fabulous. Like, why, if it's so bad, why wouldn't you tell us what it fucking means for somebody new who's coming in and may not know? Well, the reality is not one of these clowns has defined it accurately over the last 2 years. Not one. Not a one.
We are put back
a literal cat fight. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
When AMC nears that bottom again at that $4 level, right at the same exact time it hit it back in January, and then the same exact time it hit it back in April. Now, if we have time, I'm going to play this clip for you. Naked short selling, the Wall Street conspiracy. But before I play this clip for you guys, make sure to pop in the Discord. The link is right under the video. You guys will not regret it. We have
flagrancy at this piece of.
Nope, not happening. Nope, nope, nope. Okay.
$30 trillion.
Look, it's the fraud, Wes Christian. That is fantastic. Okay. Terrible video. All right, how about this one? I mean, you know, one of the things that we talk about a lot is like responsibility, like taking responsibility for what you do, taking responsibility for the trades that you make, for example. And it's like almost a radical acceptance of that concept that you have to have. And I certainly don't have it. But, you know, I know that I need to. I know that that's how you succeed. And, you know, it's a work in progress. Well, the apes are, they're not really on that train. They're not really on the whole it's my fault thing. They're pretty much all exclusively on the it's everyone else's fault thing. So let's hear Fartaculus explain why, you know, you should not blame yourself. You should blame everybody else except yourself, you know, because everybody else literally bought all the AMC shares. They did it for you. You didn't do it. It wasn't your money. Well, it was your money, but somebody else. Okay, here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Spartaculacticus, #1 son of Fuck You, World Series of Dice champion 2 years in a row. This video is about not blaming yourself. I thought about this last night, and I got really depressed over what's going on. But please listen to me. Don't blame yourself for what has happened. Don't blame yourself for the investment that you made.
What?
Don't blame yourself for the
What?
decision that you made. And don't blame yourself for the amount of losses that you are incurring right now, because people cannot help themselves. They can't stop themselves. They don't have a conscience. They don't have a guilty conscience. They don't care about other people. This goes into a lot of different aspects like nihilism, social Darwinianism, atheism, solipsism, things like that. Psychosis, sociopath, psychopath, all that plays into this.
What?
It plays into worldview. It plays into politics. It's all connected. Don't blame yourself. You had the world up against you literally, and you had a small amount of people, and I'm talking about the no voters and the no influencers that were willing to stand up.
What?
And have conviction.
What?
Have integrity.
What?
Have honor. And stand up to the corruption. However, it is getting worse by the day in all.
So the no voters were the ones who were standing up for truth and integrity. I mean, you have got to be fucking kidding me right now. First of all, the no voters are probably the most ridiculous ones, because there is practically no way that it would be that the vote would have been no. No would have won. It would have been voted down. There's practically zero chance of that, because it's in the contract that the person that they sold all the ape shares to is voting yes. They're voting yes. And the apes, they know that that the institutions had more voting power than they did. They talk about it. So they knew that it would, and it was available beforehand. They know this retroactively. It's retroactive DD. They found out that they didn't read the document, you know, and it said that Antara was going to vote yes. That came out before the fucking thing happened. But they didn't read it, so it's retroactive. Now, okay. So the no voters, the people that are delusional or negligent in reading the documents, they vote no, and somehow they are the one side that is standing up for truth and integrity and market fairness and whatever else. I can't even envision a situation where that would be true. I mean, it just like, it's absurd. You made the wrong choice. It sucks, yes, but you fucked up. And sure, vote no. You know, it's like, fine, vote no. But I mean, glorifying yourself and your cohorts in this like subcult of, well, we're the real shareholders. We're the real ones who care. We're the only ones that were brave enough to stand. No, you are not a fucking brave man. You're not a brave investor. If you were, you would admit that you fucked up. That takes bravery, not sitting there insisting that you didn't actually lose when you actually did. It's absurd. So yes, apes, blame your fucking self. There's nobody else to blame. Who the hell else are you going to blame? Ken Griffin? Gary Gensler? Dave Portnoy? Scott Alkin? I mean, who are you going to blame? There's only one person you can blame. It's a man in the mirror.
Parts of our lives. It is rotting away the core of the United States.
Oh boy.
It's spreading around the world.
Oh boy.
It's going to get worse as time goes on.
Wow, this is depressing.
There are going to be very few people you're going to run into that are going to be genuine. It sounds hard to take, but please, my main message here is don't blame yourself for what you've done, because there are people like Adam Aaron who get the tag or name or moniker of genius when it does not take a genius to steal from people.
Well, who are the people calling him a genius? Idiots. People who wasted money willingly. And they also willingly did not want to learn or be told anything that they didn't already believe. Those are the people that previously said that that Adam Aaron was a genius. I mean, I'm not saying that he's a genius. I don't think many people are saying that now. But the reality is, it was those people who said it. It was people who were under a delusion. They were under a delusion. Fuck.
Is it crafty the way they did it? Definitely. Did they all have help involved? Was it just one brain that came up with this? No. This is all a collective thing that they came up with this idea to steal from retail. The sad thing is...
Okay, so a collective thing, so a massive conspiracy then, I guess. Okay.
Among other things, is there stealing...
This is very... This seems like... Now, I'm not saying it is, but it seems like it could be. Or similar to what I would expect to hear from somebody who has gone off of their psych meds. And I'm not joking. This is delusional. I mean, you are telling people that the situations they find themselves in are not their fault at all. It's because of this grand conspiracy. And oh, by the way, there are very few people that you're going to meet in the future who are genuine, because it's only going to get worse. Yeah, this sounds like a psych emergency, to be honest. Holy shit.
Doing it from hardworking people, people with retirements, people that believe in the system. That is our crime, is that we believed that the system was just. This goes into another thing, if you have the time to look it up, something...
No. A just system is not one where a group of 20-something-year-old retail investors on Reddit can bring the financial system grinding to a halt. That is not valid. And that's what these clowns want to do. They think they should be able to induce Wall Street induce Wall Street to pay them, transfer all of the wealth, and that it's that easy. And that's not a fair. If it were that easy, that would not be a fair system. So that another invalid point, completely invalid. I'm going to go back and hear that again, but that's ridiculous.
People with retirements, people that believe in the system. That is our crime, is that we believed that the system was just. This goes into another thing, if you have the time to look it up, something called the just world hypothesis. It's depressing to read, but it's true. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I am not blaming myself. I have a point where I think I need to leave. I need to get out. I want to make future videos, but they're probably going to be about different subjects because I enjoy them. And also because I like to talk them through. I learn from that, and I learn from other people. I spoke to a friend.
Does not sound like it.
Told me about something called QAnon. I have no idea.
Oh my God.
But they were very well versed in it, and I'd like to have them on the channel. I'm going to figure out a way.
I mean, dude. Okay. Potentially the dumbest conspiracy theory group ever. This has got to be parody. This is not, there's no way this is real. Is it? There's no way. Who says that? Who says something like that? Oh, this QAnon, I've never heard of it, but this fellow was well versed in it. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you live under a fucking rock? I think this guy lives under a rock. What the fuck?
Way to do it.
He might be Model 3.
It has nothing to do with that. It's just
good Lord.
Social network is a social media platform. That's all it's for. And I used it to get a message out that I thought was we were getting screwed by Adam Aaron. And it turns out that yes, we were getting screwed by Adam Aaron.
No. How did that? No.
I think that is left.
How did you get screwed by Adam Aaron? How did the apes get screwed by Adam Aaron? I fail to see that. I fail to see it. You were free to leave, cash in your investment at any time. He didn't change the rules of the stock market to say, well, you know what? If once you buy it, you can't sell it. You guys said that. You guys are the ones who said, I'm never selling it. I'll let it go to negative numbers. I'm never selling it. Because you don't understand. The point is to make money. And that doesn't mean life-changing fucking wealth on one trade. It means, nickel and dime here and there, a little bit. Any profit is better than a loss. Or at the, break even. But the goal is to actually increase the numbers. That has nothing to do with Adam Aaron. There's 8,000 stocks that you can choose from. You chose one that didn't win. Too bad. So sad. Better luck next time is the way you got to look at it. And don't blame yourself. That is absolute garbage.
And said, and I hope it still continues. If there's anyone out there that is going to take this further, I'm available. I'll leave my email open, hopefully, unless I get attacked or threatened with something, whatever. I'll be here. I'm gonna try my best to do whatever I can on my end. I know what I did. I know that I got rejected from appearing, and I don't know how a union activist who has ties to Tony DeNaro, who's getting coached by Tony DeNaro, is going to appear at the court for 15 minutes from 2 to 2:15 on the 29th to speak. I don't know how that happened, how a yes supporter was able to go in there connected to a union, but it's no surprise.
Listen to how he's talking about, a yes voter. Like it's a splinter group from the cult. It's a no voter splinter group. Good God.
Politics involved. They can pretty much push whoever they want in there at whatever time. I'm a huge supporter of unions. Unfortunately, we live in a world where everyone, if they get a taste of money, they can't stop themselves depending on their character.
Lynn,
everybody have a...
He's neither. He's neither. He's got to be at least in his 50s. Manuel might be able to tell more accurately. He's probably watched him, interacted with him more than I have. But no, he's not young. He's not a young person. He's closer to your age than my age. Let me put it that way. Sadly. Yeah. I don't get it.
A good weekend. Thank you very much for staying with me all this time.
Well, it's not because we agreed with you, but, you know. I thought that was Morant's Rants there at first, but it's a guy with a beekeeper suit on. Let's see. I appreciate this, but I blame myself every day. I sold my house last year, almost bought a Bobcat tractor. Could have been making $1,500 a day. Okay. But instead I bought AMC and now working every day. Being someone who should be on disability in my condition. Lesson learned. Chad Clifford says, wow, you've been yammering for an hour with 7 people watching. The only people commenting is me and the mods. You know what? You're right, Chad. You know, please don't leave. I beg you, please don't leave. Why would I care how many people are watching? I mean, that's all you've got. Why don't you refute anything else that we've said? Well, why don't you refute anything that we've said? No. What do you say when you comment? Disparaging comment about the number of viewers. What does that tell me? What does that tell us? It tells us that you have absolutely fucking nothing. It tells us that you have shit to offer. If the only thing that you can do is pathetically try to insult on the number of viewers, do you think that I give a flying fuck how many viewers there are? I mean, is that the real Chad Clifford? I've heard so much about that guy. Let me tell you. Oh my God. But, I mean, pro tip, bro. Pro tip. Actually make a point when you comment. It like, as if we need another indication. As if we need another indication that these people are completely full of shit. Wow. That is pathetic. That is pathetic. But yeah, you know what? 7 people, and one of them just left. My feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt. I need a hug. Yes, I need a hug. Thank you. Oh my God. What a fucking retard. So let's see where we're at here with this. Yeah. Pretty typical opening here. Just kind of drifting up. Eat a Snickers? Yeah, that always makes me feel better. The infamous Ape Father video. Which one is that? The, you're not talking about, I don't know actually which one it is. The one where he, I don't even know. There's so many infamous ones, but, okay. Yeah, 7 viewers. A Kyle in Chad's clothing. What was that one guy's name? Oh, shoot. What was that one guy's name? I thought it was Chad. Or maybe it was Kyle. The guy that was going to work with Wes Christian on a lawsuit. Wasn't that Chad? Not Chad Daybell. Anyway, let's see what we got here. What? Oh, I know what Model 3 dude's thinking here.
You can't kill Michael Myers!
That one? I just had to, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. How about hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Get comfortable because I have a ton of information.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta speed him up. I gotta put him on 1.25.
Next week. Now, let's kick it off with the attempted coup in Russia.
Lynn, when have you ever known anybody named Chad to pull themselves together? I mean, seriously.
Boston.
I personally don't.
Develop into a swan. A war in Russia or the end of the war in Ukraine would certainly have a huge impact on markets. However, Reuters and Sebastian Gorka have a different take on the matter that I want to share with you. Headline: Russia turmoil to fuel market volatility, flight to safety. From the article, heavily armed Russian mercenaries who advanced most of the way to Moscow began turning back on Saturday, de-escalating a major challenge to President Vladimir Putin's grip on power in a move their leaders said.
No clue, Model 3D, I don't know.
Now, Sebastian has a different take. You're supposed to believe that this was a real coup, with coup in quotes, and that Yevgeny Prigozhin has, quote, escaped and given asylum in Belarus, a country run by a flunky who worships Putin. Right. And stop calling it Wagner. It's not the 19th century German composer. It's a bunch of mercenaries doing Vlad's dirty work. It's Wagner. Okay. And then
okay.
This tweet that was heard round the world. Breaking: Biden administration quietly drops all charges against the crypto founder, who stole $4 billion and gave half of it to Democrat candidates, is now free as a bird. That was quickly fact-checked by Reuters and Twitter. From Reuters, no charges against FTX ex-CEO Sam Bankman-Fried.
Didn't we already go over this? We already went over this.
This is false. 5 charges were deferred to a future trial.
Yes.
And 8 charges remain. Where does Uncle Frank stand? I think this was a test. I think this guy may be ratting. I think they may have a deal. And I think they wanted to test out the public's reaction. Just my two.
Or you could actually, like, you know, think about what they are, the reason, and it has to do with extradition. I mean, but we know that Uncle Frank is a conspiracy theorist, so whatever.
Now, before
and let me say this: he is not a Democrat. Gave half of it to Democrat candidates. To whom did he give the other half? I wonder. I wonder if it was GOP candidates. Uncle Frank, come on.
Just my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. Now, before I move on from Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX collapse, let's revisit this headline from December 19, 2022, titled "One Man Connects FTX, Citadel, and the
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Relationship with Citadel is just one commonality linking it with FTX. Citadel CEO Ken Griffin has been highly critical of the FTX collapse in recent weeks. The Wall Street executive has claimed that FTX is ruining trust among young investors in all markets. However, one executive links Citadel.
So,
from the article,
how is that a however? That is not a however. I'm sorry, that's not a however. Like, it's just not. You have two statements of fact, and then you have a however. I mean, unless there's some magical, shit that follows, I don't see how this is a however. It's not contradictory, is it? I mean, what the hell?
Harrison spent 2 years at Citadel Securities, Griffin's market maker company. Here, Harrison took on 2 roles, as head of exchange-traded fund technology and head of semi-systematic technology. In those roles, Harrison would lead Citadel Securities teams in managing quantitative trading strategies and increasing the company's profits through optimization. These skills would lend themselves favorably to Harrison as he departed Citadel Securities right in the middle of its controversial role in the GameStop saga for a job
okay.
at FTX. Harrison would become the first president of the U.S.-based company, reuniting the executive with Sam Bankman-Fried for the first time since the pair worked at Jane Street together. Ever heard of Jane Street? I don't have to tell you guys. They're one of the short sellers of AMC. There's the 13F.
Oh, that's not a short position. That's a put. That's a put position. So it's not short selling. But okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard, but it's the 13F.
And I mean, this also is from like May. So
I don't know if you guys have heard, but AMC is back.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's different this time. It's going to be different this time. Finally, we got to something that's on the thumbnail. It's going to be different this time, guys. The FTDs are going to mean something now. They're going to mean what we think they mean now. Except they won't. They don't. But, you know, whatever. It's funny.
Back in March, when it was on there for over 3 weeks, and, you know, Adam reached out to FINRA and the exchange concerning our FTD rate. Adam Aaron.
And Uncle Frank went through his phone log, and he can verify that he did or didn't or whatever. But the point is, he knows. He actually knows.
The CEO of AMC says his company has been officially named to the threshold list that is reserved for stocks that fail to deliver positions of 10,000 shares or more for 5 consecutive settlement days. Regulators place stocks on the threshold list when they suspect market manipulation, including naked.
No, that is not at all true. I don't see where that is. That's not shown on the screen anywhere. What he just said. Listen to what he just said.
To the threshold list that is reserved for stocks that fail to deliver positions of 10,000 shares or more for 5 consecutive settlement days.
Okay, that part right there is true. Okay.
Deliver positions of 10,000 shares or more for 5 consecutive settlement days.
That part is true. But listen to this next part. I'm going to slow him back down. I'm going to slow him back down. Because this is a common misconception and misunderstanding of what this actually means. Listen.
Regulators place stocks on the threshold list when they suspect market manipulation, including naked short selling.
No. Wow, he sounds so slow now. He sounds so like molassesy. No, they don't. That is a common misconception about this list. It's not indicating any fraud or anything necessarily, and they don't place it on there because they suspect market manipulation. It's not placed on there subjectively. You dig what I'm saying? It's not placed on there by a person who decides to put it on there. It meets the requirements for it, which is like the same thing as the halts that they think are, you know, subjective and that they do because, you know, they're in trouble. Imagine if somebody had to do that for 8,000 stocks. I mean, they're watching it all. They're watching it all, figuring out if it's limit up or limit down. They're doing the calculations by hand. No, they don't do it by fucking hand. I've never heard actually this claim before that they place it on the list because they suspect manipulation. I've never heard. I don't know if I've heard that. I don't think I have. But nonetheless, it's retarded. Okay.
But don't worry, guys. I'm sure Adam Aaron is reaching out. So, Uncle Frank, where is your head these days on this AMC ape trade? Remember, I will never tell you to buy, sell, or hold any stock or cryptocurrency, but I can share what I'm doing. I was a buyer of AMC on Friday as it approached 4, and I'll tell you why.
But aren't you saying? I mean, aren't you? I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not telling you, you know, to buy, hold, or sell. But here's what I can show you what I did. What are you?
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying what are you saying? Huh?
I still own my AMC and APE, and I don't believe the shorts have covered yet. As you know, I'm not selling until I see them cover in earnest, or unless I need.
That's retarded. That's dumb as fuck. Yes, shorts have been covering the whole fucking time. They're not like you. They're not bag holders. They take their fucking profits. Uncle Frank. weird ass uncle.
So we have the objections to the special master's report on Wednesday and the hearing on Thursday and Friday. Will it all be resolved by then or possibly after hours on Friday or next week? I have no idea. What I do know is the smart money will know first. And if you see AMC drop suddenly and APE rally suddenly, that'll be a good indication that the conversion and split is forthcoming. So if the ARB play is correct, then AMC should go sideways or down, and APE rally further up to meet it. Why? Because APE is nothing more than one share of AMC masquerading as a preferred share. While some apes believe the Allegheny case was inspired by the short sellers because they're afraid of the conversion and subsequent.
Well, I mean, not really. It's not really an AMC share masquerading as a preferred share. It hasn't been that the whole time. Maybe it's closer to that now, but it is, you know, the reality is now, it may be converted to AMC. It probably will be, but, you know, that was not always the case. And so, I mean, the irony, I guess, is, well, I guess the price is higher now, but it's not the same thing. I mean, it has the convertibility to, and the only reason it is the same thing, quote unquote, now is because the yes vote succeeded, which they have a problem with. So, I mean, you can't make this shit up. It makes no sense. Yeah, and what a cheap bastard. Limit order of $4.02. Great. Why would you use a limit order, by the way? And how many shares was this? I don't know. But, I mean, he blacked it out. The thing is, yeah, it probably is a minuscule order. Like, if you want to affect the price, buy at the market. You're not going to do shit using limit orders. I don't know who taught these people this. No, actually, I do. I know who. Because they want their cake and eat. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to buy at low prices, but they also want their trades to affect the price. So you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. You got to be willing to buy it at the market price. Cheap motherfuckers.
Split, I find that the funniest thing I've ever heard. Millions and millions of shares of APE will now become AMC, and that's just what the shorts are waiting for, in my opinion. I believe, but can't yet prove, that it was AMC that gave Antara the...
Why? It doesn't change their positions at all, just like it doesn't change yours. It doesn't change anybody's position. God fucking damn it.
Price on APE, so they would vote exactly the way AMC and the aforementioned short sellers want them to. Uncle Frank is also not a lawyer or a financial crimes investigator. All I know is a settlement offer was made, accepted, and contested. I don't know if you can proceed with this conversion and split if it's proven the vote was rigged. I also don't know if you can vote a preferred share to
proven
common shares without a
rigged. What are you talking about?
Is RSI gave me a reason to buy AMC on Friday.
Jesus Christ. What a fucking idiot. Okay. It was not rigged. Like, it was literally in the agreement that was available beforehand. You were doing retroactive DD. You were doing your due diligence after the fact, which is retarded. Also, the RSI is giving you reasons to buy. Congratulations. Reverse split and conversion is going to flush them out. Probably will.
RSI, or Relative Strength Index, is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis. It measures the speed and magnitude of a security's recent price changes to overvalued or undervalued conditions in the price of that security. Now, I want to give you some examples from this year where RSI called it on the money. February 6th, it called a perfect top. That's on the left, and you can see by the white arrows. That was a significant top. RSI topped out. And I think there were those are 6 red days in a row. So that was a good call. Then on February 14th, RSI bottomed out. It called an excellent bottom on AMC. Then on 2/28, RSI topped up and started to head down. And it called the top over $8 a share back in February, late February, for AMC. Then on 5/5 of this year, it called another top. Now, I want you to look at the yellow arrow. Okay, the yellow arrow is pointing to RSI being way down now. Now, I should wait for it to hook up. Okay, once it starts to change direction, but 2685 is the lowest it's been this entire year of 2023. So I did start nibbling once AMC got down to 4. But this could mean it'll trade right through it, but that's not how I see it. So far, I'm right. After hours on Friday, AMC rose from its closing price of 401 to 4.089, up
4.089. Wow.
Now, here's a daily chart of AMC.
You were right, Frank.
It hasn't been this low since December of 2023. And AMC's cost to borrow fee seems to be on the rise again on Friday.
Oh, another one from the thumbnail. It's going to be different this time, guys. Wow.
97%. I can also report over the past 24 hours, AMC is in the top 10 in position 8 on the Reddit sentiment and mention tracker with 82 mentions, up 5%. Just ahead, my favorite crypto, XRP.
His favorite crypto.
Compare how AMC has been doing over the past 3-6 months versus other companies in the same sector. Now, over the past 3 months, AMC is down 10.29% since March 23rd, but Norwegian Cruise Lines, Adam's old company, they're up 54%. Live Nation, up 34%. Carnival, up 71%. Cinemark, up 22%. But how about over 6 months? AMC down only 8.86. Norwegian Cruise Line, 49% up.
Hey, Tony.
24.
How you doing?
Carnival, 102.
Monster buddy. Good to
Cinemark,
see you again.
87% over the past 6 months. Now, AMC finished Friday at 401, down 3.84%. The APE finished at $1.81, down 0.55%. Bringing the price of AMC and APE to only $5.82, down 2.84% for the day on 26.4 million shares traded. Now, based on that last price of 401 on AMC, be expecting support at 396, 392, and 382 to the downside. Expect resistance at points 410, 420, and 424 to the upside. But if you want to know the real reason I bought AMC on Friday is because I hate predatory short hedge funds trying to push it under $4 a share. Like this double chin, pear-shaped loser, Richie Greenfield, who put a one target on our stock. That's the real reason I bought it.
That's dumb as fuck.
Hey, I want to thank you for watching.
And you bought it with a limit order, which does absolutely nothing to move the price. Oh my God. It just, wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is the dumbest reason ever to do anything. Because you don't understand short selling. You don't understand what you just don't understand it. A prayer for Judge Zern. A prayer for Judge Zern. Oh, look, I get to make fun of some. Yes.
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I'm talking about AMC stock.
Model 3, we will do the you know what? I need you know, some comic relief here. We'll go to Frankie right now.
Man, this is Frankie. Let me say, I'm not a financial advisor.
I'll slow him back down.
This video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion, may not necessarily be factual. Don't buy, sell, or hold a stock because of anything that I say in this video. Look, in this particular video, man, I want to talk about like buying and selling during a short squeeze. So I was listening to a GTII short squeeze update. So Ham was talking.
Wait a minute. GTII? This one? this one. Oh, right. This one. Okay. Okay, that one. Got it.
GTII still.
GTII.
Into a GTII short squeeze update. So Ham was talking. And although it was about GTII, still
GTII.
The information that he got is beneficial to us that's in the AMC short squeeze.
Well, clearly it is. I mean, look at this damn thing. Clearly it's beneficial because it looks the same. Look at this. Wow. That's uncanny. It is actually uncanny. Wow. Holy shit balls. Look at that. It's so similar. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. He's got a point there.
So he was talking about, man, like I said, how to buy and sell during the short squeeze, you know, and depending on, man, what kind of order you use when you sell or buy a market order, a limit order, it can determine, man, how much money you can make. Also, it can determine how much money you can lose. So you got to know what you're doing doing the short squeeze play. Now, me personally, I would never use a market order doing.
Of course not. Why would you?
I would not use a market order. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you whether to use a limit order or a market order. But Ham was kind of like discussing what can happen if you use a limit order, what can happen if you use a buying order, a limit order versus a market order. You see what I'm saying? Because the reason I just heard, somebody in our community tell somebody that if this play squeeze, he was kind of like advocating using a market order. See what I'm saying? So that's why I'm gonna play this. Although, man, it was a GTII update, short squeeze update, it's still beneficial to us because as screwed up as our play may be, hey man, we still probably run. So if we gonna run,
we'll probably will.
How to handle.
Probably will. Jesus. Okay.
I have a call today to get you ready for Monday. Is how do you invest or trade in a stock that is potentially a short squeeze candidate?
Well, you don't fucking invest, by the way. I mean, you're not investing. Lose that word in your vocabulary. You're not an investor. You're a gambler.
That is super important. The number one rule when you buy a stock that has a big short squeeze, it's going to get very volatile. Never, ever put an order in to buy a stock in a market like this with a market order.
So this is where it came from.
Put an order in to buy a stock at 10. On a short squeeze stock, you want to pay like $18 or $19 for it. The stock gapped. When she put her order in, she put a market order in, she paid up $9 higher. All right, but when she got a report that she bought it, the stock was already going back down. So it's very dangerous. So you use limits when you buy.
Yeah. So what would have ended up happening then is that the limit would have been executed on the downside. It would have been hit on the downside unless you cancel the order. So I really don't see how it's any different. In neither situation you want to buy it, really. But anyway.
Use finger motion as an example. So if I wanted to buy 1,000 shares of finger motion, the way I was taught is you buy 25%.
This guy is like a real piece of shit.
Close at 350. I'm going to say I'm going to buy 250 shares with a $5 limit. Now, I may not pay $5. I may pay $4. I may pay $3.60 for it. But when I buy the 250, I'm trying to make sure I do not miss it and actually get a position, 25% of what I want to buy. I will own the stock. Because imagine if you put an order to buy, the 250 and you buy it and the stock takes off, at least you're invested. If you put a market order in, you may pay $6 or $7 and the stock can drop back down and you can be down $3 or $4 in a second and you'll be disheartened. So the way to do it is you leg into a trade, meaning you add to it as you see fit. Never chase it, never go in there blind and say I'm just going to own it. Buy it in pieces. This way you don't lose a lot of, you don't want to lose money and get yourself upside down out of the gate. Owning 250 shares is better than buying 1,000 at 10 and watching it drop back to 5 because of the short sellers attacking it. You'd be down $1,000 before you knew it. So you tiptoe in. That's the way I try. That's the way I was taught.
God damn, that's terrible.
This way I'm in, and then I leg into the rest of the trade. For example, I would buy 250 with a 5 top. I would bid 700, buy 750 shares at 4. This way, if it pulls back, I have a bid on the table, and I can get hit if it ever sells off. That's how you learn how to.
Why would you want to do that?
All right, yeah, it's very dangerous. Remember, they'll never put a market order in. Also be careful about your stop loss orders. The market makers love to go sell 100 shares like a machine gun and mark it down. Hopefully they catch you with a stop loss on 10,000 shares and they take you out down 30 or 40 cents. Stop loss orders are for Apple and those type of stocks. Home Depot, $300-$400 stocks. They're not
like good companies, basically.
These small stocks are manipulated back and forth by the naked short sellers. When they're attacking to hopefully hit a stop loss order, and they make you turn around and sell the stock lower, and they take you out as low as possible. That's what they try to do. Did you understand all that?
No, you did that well. I remember
this guy
was, actively doing this, that stop loss orders turn into market orders too.
See, that could be dangerous.
That is a market order.
Once it crosses that strike price, that limit price, becomes market. So you can really get screwed. With stop orders.
That's not true. That's not necessarily true. Ham is out from Boston without voice effects. Yeah. Okay, that audio is so bad. Audio is terrible. Frankie killed his Model 3 dude's comment. Probably. Oh yeah. I think followed Lou from New York City, and you're in debt. I'm sorry you're crying to get in green. Probably lost, my guy. How about we all hold and no one sells, and they offer more and more on the bid, and they all go bankrupt? That's a common belief, because you know what? You can literally control the price. I believe we will squeeze, do not sell. They're hoping we sell this week because they are taking, like, the reverse split is a done deal. They are talking like, that's what they meant to say. They are talking like the reverse split is a done deal. The best way to, in a violent short squeeze, you don't have time to catch up, price moving, When you're seeing massive candles, you might as well forget about it. Your order won't even get touched. You better have your orders in now where you want to sell. I've had my orders written for a long time, and I am not touching them. Hell no, do not use a market order. Never, ever, under any circumstances, use a market order. Fools use market orders. Okay. Do you still believe in the AMC? Legitimate question. Money is made when you buy, not when you sell. Ooh, I like that. They all sound like low-level mobsters. Yeah, that guy certainly does. You can't predict the stock market. The apes tried. Look at what happened to them. They losing their money and their minds. Yes, and Mark Twain once said, of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. So they're going to regret it. Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki. Another grifter. When they need your share, the real shares. Exactly. You can name your price. It's Priceline. Where's Bill Shatner? That's my question. Where is Bill? Tony and Monster Buddy missed the don't blame yourself for what you do segment. Yeah, that was pretty bad. You may have to rewind it and go check that out. Okay. Well, that was terrible. But let's hear, actually, Donahue George. He's got a couple ringers here, it looks like. Look at these faces, man. I mean, look at that face. 0 shares available to short. AMC back on threshold list.
It's not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment and educational purposes only. And I put them out, see what I'm thinking, see them analyzing that data. But like I tell every day, the data they release us is false. Man, it gives a false narrative of the market. So we can make bad trading decisions. Listen.
Listen.
AMC is on a threshold list again.
Oh!
Okay.
It's going to be different this time. It's going to actually mean something. I can't even say it.
We all know that the threshold list means absolutely nothing. And you know why? Because nobody enforces the law. Nobody is going to go to the...
Well, I mean, there's no relevant law that is being broken, okay? Don, there's no law that's being broken. It's not a bad thing. It's just a consequence of the way that the settlement process works. But, I mean, I can't expect you to know that.
In my opinion, these criminals... and
ooh, he's aggressive today.
In the open market.
They don't have to buy the shares because they've already been bought. You see, they've already traded in the market. They just haven't been delivered, which is different than buying them. So no, they don't have to buy them. They just have to be delivered.
So I don't even know why the threshold list exists, because it serves no purpose whatsoever, because we don't have any...
Oh, this is where we're at now. I don't even know why this exists, because we haven't won. Oh, I'm going to be pouty and all pissed off because I deserve to be a millionaire. Damn it.
Agencies in the United States of America that enforces the law.
Why don't you fucking leave then? Why don't you go to Canada? Why don't you go to Mexico? Why don't you go to any country that will have you? Sit there and fucking say all of this shit. It's all fraudulent. Oh, it's all fake. All the data they released to us is false. So then why are you even worried about the threshold list? Why are you worried about the number of shares available? Why are you worried about the short volume? If the data is false, then those are not the correct figures. So then you shouldn't be getting your panties bunched up in your ass crack about it. You see? But no, no. Just for whatever reason, no.
AMC has 0 shares available to short. The cost to borrow doubled within 2 days.
Oh my God. Oh my.
Friday, they moved, the volume was like 14 million shares. And out of that 14 million shares, over 8 million was supposed to be shorted shares. Yet, all day Friday, there were less than 10 million shares available to short. Now,
well, see, now he's talking about short volume and he's confusing it with short interest, and he doesn't realize that when you buy a share on a payment for order flow brokerage, the trade actually gets marked as short, and then the market maker sells it to you, and then they buy it, and that trade doesn't get reported publicly to cover. So it's not really a short, like a hedge fund shorting something or taking a short position. I'm going to have to do a, no pun intended, a short video on this because I've talked about this so many times, but this is so fucking brain dead and stupid. It is like, all you have to do is Google it. I have Googled it. I actually have it right here on FINRA's website. What short interest is not, and it talks about short volume data. It's not the same thing as short interest. Certain parameters executed as short sales on individual trades. So it's more complicated than is possible for this brain dead fucking LARP to understand it. It's just too complicated for him. So somebody has to step in and actually tell like what it actually is. I'll do that, I guess. But no, what he's saying is wrong.
I mean, not 10 million, 10,000. 10,000 shares available to short. I want y'all...
10,000 available on one brokerage. Because all of the data sources that you have, except for Ortex, they all only show Interactive Broker, which is one brokerage firm. So no, there weren't 10,000 shares available to short. There were 10,000 shares available to short on one platform, which, why would you care about one platform only? You're not saying it's one platform. You're a grifter. You're a liar. You're a fraud. You belong in fucking Guantanamo since you're already in Florida. Let's just put you there.
Put these numbers in your head.
Motherfucker. No.
As of Friday, officially, they shorted.
They.
400,000 shares on Friday. 8,400,000 shares of alleged AMC shares was shorted on Friday. Yet, all day, there was less than 10,000 AMC shares available to short. How is this mathematically possible? How is it?
Because you don't understand what these fucking terms mean. Like, there are orders that are marked as short that actually end up being long positions. Like, I know that that's crazy, and I honestly, if you ask me, it's fucking stupid. It is retarded. But think of it this way. The market maker selling you something they don't have at that time. What does that mean? That means it's short. They're selling it to you, but they don't have it. That's a definition of a short sale. But it gets covered because then they go out and buy it. So it's not, like, these are not hedge funds establishing fucking positions. That's short interest. That is short interest. That's what you need to be worried about.
Less than 10,000 AM.
But you shouldn't be worried about that, though. But you also should not be worried about that, because the era of creating short squeezes like this is over. It's over with. This is not a valid strategy anymore. How can I say that? Well, look at what happened. Look at what happened. Look at what continues to happen. The era of the widely publicized, very public short squeeze is over. It is over. It won't happen again.
AMC shares available to short, yet they were able to short 8 million.
And then you have these clowns bloviating.
Of course, the SEC does not see a problem with this. Of course,
because they know that you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
The DTCC does not see a problem with this. Of course, FINRA does not see a problem with this. But anybody who knows how to use a calculator, anybody who has
see, this is a fallacy right here.
Would see a problem with this. I don't understand how.
You don't understand. Let's just leave it. Can we just leave it there? We'll just leave it there. That's it. You don't understand. Works for me. Okay, let's hear the prayer.
And right now, we are getting close to the court date. Today's June 25th. We know June 30 is the beginning of the court case. And so this is the final Sunday before the court case. So I thought it would be a good time to say a prayer for the Honorable Judge Zern, because she's fighting a lot.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
Fight, like, all the corruption out there.
Oh, boy.
What do you think, friends? Like, do you think it's going to be hard for her? Because I do. I think that people are probably bribing her, threatening.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Kind of crazy stuff behind the scenes, trying to coerce her.
I need to, you know what I need to do here? I need to do something. I need to, if that's what this is going to be, I'm going to have to, let's see. Just bear with me for 1 second here. Ooh, this might work. This is what I think about this clown and this garbage. I just hope that this isn't unbearably loud. Let's see if it works. Maybe I should do this in Q first, but that's okay. That's okay.
Cannot go against these guys. They're too powerful. Just vote to approve it. They already want to do it. Just vote to approve it. It's easy. And if you don't do it, you're gonna have all kind of problems. You're not gonna get taxes. You know, they're not gonna donate to you. Who knows? Who knows what they're saying to her?
Now this sounds much better to me. Does it sound better to you guys?
Based on her actions, didn't have this much time to maybe get accused. Was a gift from her.
This is much better. I could get behind this. So oh shit. anybody's curious. Fuck. I think I...
Joint would help me a lot. So there's power in numbers. You know, it's like water. You put a drop of water in a glass. It's just one drop, but you can fill a glass of water with many, many drops. That's the strength in numbers, friends. Okay.
That's the strength in numbers. You can you can put multiple drops of water into a glass. Okay. Thank you. Wow. Let's see here. AMC at 72 again from Lou versus Wall Street.
Now I got one for you. This is the fun question. You don't got to answer this on the bottom. You don't got to let nobody know what you're doing. All right. Let's say the reverse split is green lighted. Let's say we go into that twilight zone, okay, and we're in there in the matrix, like we're floating like that, and buys and sells are going back and forth, and prices are going up, whatever. Imagine if we get around the $72 range around there one more time, and you start thinking to yourself like, oh my God, am I seeing this again? Could go higher, could go lower. Like, are you really prepared for like the psychological like feeling of like, I could do this now and walk away? Or you're gonna hold for more? I don't care what you do, you could do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you. Something climbs like that and I got my shares in. Let me do some Puerto Rican math here. 2 seconds to take out my calculator now. Yeah, that'll be nice. You know, it's funny because like people are like, you don't have shares, you never held shares, and like, yeah, my name is on the list, dog. I've held shares from the beginning and then again now. So I'm just doing. I will take that. Let me see what I can convert that into XRP.
Oh, XRP again. Got some XRP fans here.
Oh my God!
The retardation just ripples out.
Hold on, I'm doing more math here. I'm about to about to touch myself. Let me tell you something.
Let's see the calculator display. It look. Right. You know what he's got on his calculator over there?
If we get around that all-time high number in that whole nonsense, like, or the equivalent because of less shares, whatever. Like, if you see an amount, are you prepared to go? I will never touch popcorn again, like that kind of stuff.
Here's what Lou was actually doing on his calculator. Boy, I hope I'm not exposing anybody to this for the first time because I don't want to be responsible for any, disciplinary actions or anything like that. But yeah, that's what Lou's got on his calculator. Boobies.
More days. That's it. Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus. Continue with the prayer. Let's see here.
Watch out for this. That point right that I just showed you on the chart is that same point I'm showing you right here on.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We got somebody who's only got 480p. Okay.
This chart back when I was saying this is a downtrend coming in. You got the momentum shifting in on your daily chart on your MACD indicator. Watch out for AMC stock. Don't get in there just yet. We can get it at a better discount. Sure enough, this stock pushes down to
get it at a better discount.
You look back on a 4-hour chart, then you'll be able to see how people are starting to buy this stock back up. Went from $4 up to the highs of that $4.17. This is the beginning. We're gonna So this is the thing about AMC.
This is the beginning.
AMC.
This is the beginning. Okay. This is the beginning. All right.
AMC still has, you know, all the meme rallies back when. If you're newer to the markets right now, you know nothing about the meme rally. So like a year or so ago, newer traders and investors with a big stimulus with those stimulus checks took on the Wall Streets and all of them. And
when is this from?
By holding up AMC.
That was 2 years ago, bruh.
By forcing AMC to squeeze up. AMC went up to like $70, $80. Like those gains in before that thing all the way off. But there's a lot of people who didn't. A lot of people are still holding AMC. And this is the thing that people don't understand about AMC stock.
Uh-oh.
That like, AMC stock was one of the reasons why so many millions of people don't know how to trade today. Because of when people were getting in,
wow. Okay.
I was learning proper market mannerisms and proper etiquette. So people were getting into the markets off the AMCs, and it was all about, oh, the big squeeze. We about to force a squeeze here. We about to force a squeeze there, so on and so forth, you know. And this was all off of YouTubers pumping up the stock because they in those positions, and when the rest of the world buying up, and those big YouTubers that everybody was talking about back when, these people sold AMC off without even getting out an alert. And they just continue to make videos on it to make money off of people while they were still AMC following along in that trend. Because they didn't follow along in the trend AMC if they out of that stock now. Those people who got y'all into those meme or rallies had y'all messed up. And they still do. Because even now, the majority of people still are going based off of those pump-ups. Those following along in those trends. We don't do that in the Banking with Billy Discord. What we do is we trade with proper market mannerisms, using proper market etiquette, and being mindful that everything is risky. You know, and we want to get in at those lows and oversolds. You can see where AMC stock hits those lows and oversolds down at these $3.77 with that RSI coming oversold with that yellow MACD line crossing back over that blue center line. That's that big bullish divergence coming into this stock with an average volume of 22.56 million. Current volume now getting up to 15 million. We're going to watch more volume come into this stock. Hold off on AMC for just a bit until you see a more clear bullish momentum shift. What I'm saying right now is you probably want to wait until you actually see that yellow MACD line cross back over that blue center line, because they're back on your daily chart right now. There is no clear bullish momentum shift coming in. This still says downtrend. Okay, and if you go look at a monthly chart on AMC stock,
I think this guy has potential as an auctioneer. I noticed the same thing. I think you know, he could definitely get an auctioneer chant flow going. Do I have it sped up though? No, I don't have it sped up.
Now's the time to get in. I think AMC is another reason why AMC is messed up because of APE stock. You know, they did a stock split or whatever and turned into APE, so on and so forth. Also, excuse me. AMC is messed up. I mean, we already know AMC is messed up, but like the theater is not the best thing to be long-term investing into. I don't know what.
Whoa! Wait a minute. What?
Is that what you're saying?
You're saying
Or are you saying
AMC?
What are you saying?
Huh? Sucks? Is that what you're saying?
That the movie theaters are the things to be putting a lifetime investments and so on and so forth into.
Wait. Are you saying? I mean, I don't know. I just don't think.
Do I think that's the case? I don't know. I don't really think that's the case.
Yeah, no.
For me, like, it really don't make sense to me. Out of all the things in the world, not to laugh at anybody, of course, because again, I'm a swing trader, and that's the big with Blue Discord. We more often than not going for that swing trade. We know AMC gonna come in for a swing. We getting ready to lock in those gains when it does.
Sure.
But some people, especially newer investors, they talking about long-term investing for the lifetimes and passing down through the generations into a dying industry. Y'all talking about long-term investment.
For that matter, let's throw GameStop in there too. I saw that there's a video of Marantz. Let me find that. We'll go there next. But Where is it? Now I can't find it. It's up farther than yeah, I got it.
Into a movie theater versus long-term investing into AIs and tech and stuff like that. To me, it don't make no sense, you know. But hey, to each his own, you know. You feel like that the movie theaters is what's, you know, through the generations, I guess, whatever. But look at this on your 15 minutes on AMC. It's coming in for a lot of bullshit now because in the after hours, everybody had a very strong, you know, major discount. People didn't want to miss out. Very, very, very big, strong sentiment that came into the after hours. You want to watch AMC when the market opens because the AMC can still sell off a little bit more. In fact, AMC can sell off a lot more. They can keep on selling this thing off.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure you time it correctly. So keep an eye on your analysis. When the market opens up, you'll be able to clearly see if you got more large-scale wells coming in or large-scale wells going out. We know how powerful those large-scale wells are. Now, AMC isn't going to be getting those big meme rallies from back when and whatnot that a lot of people are still hoping for, because those meme rallies are ending now. Those meme rallies destroyed companies, man. Those meme rallies literally destroyed companies. Look at Bad.
Now imagine this, okay? The apes like to say that short sellers destroy companies, and here's somebody who's saying that these meme rallies destroy companies. I like this. I like it much better.
Beyond turned to an OTC. CEOs jumping off roofs, all kinds of nonsense.
CFO.
They don't have to split the company down.
Boy, if Ryan Cohen did though.
Companies, I never bought a single share of an APE stock before. I don't believe in AMC stock.
Boom. Boom.
Man, look, I know the websites. I know the website. So if you want the websites to watch everything at home, just
okay. Let's stop there because I don't want to get you know, in trouble for promoting a copyright infringement or anything like that. Digital Millennium Copyright Act violations, but we know those as well. Cool. Banking with Billy. Sweet. There was another one that I missed up here too. Oh, no, that was in Telegram. Based on the thumbnail that I saw for that video, I thought it was a woman because it kind of looked like one. But let's see what we got here with this one. This is a different one. Different person.
Hi guys, welcome back to Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Sunday conversation, no edits, no cuts, one take session. GameStop, market, everything. I want to have that conversation right now. So let's take me off and let's put it on the chart.
Wait, so this is a different one. That's not the one that Model 3 dude put. Let me see.
All right, guys.
Here we go.
I'm out here.
Here it is.
Get my miles in, but I want to talk about AMC movie theaters and the stock and the arbitration effect, because it's just like it's hitting my brain right now, so you guys can clearly understand what's about to happen. First things first, AMC movie theaters has been on a losing streak for the record right now. You know, I think it's like 8 or 9 days straight. I posted about it on Twitter, but it's losing and it just keeps coming down. Today they had a battle of 401.
Oh,
congratulations AMC, you won that battle. You guys are at 401 at the close. I saw in the after hours it went up a little bit, about 9 cents.
Oh,
but for everyone out there that doesn't understand what the arbitration effect is about to do to this stock, I'll explain it. APE shares, which are, you know, the preferred equity unit of AMC, the company, those shares are worth...
I love hearing people who don't understand things explain things they don't understand. I mean, it's so fantastic, especially when it's a middle-aged, overweight, fucking white guy. Just love that. Because they know everything.
2-to-1, basically. Half of what
fucking boomer
AMC is worth, based off of the ratio that is the float. So for the 900-something million shares of APE, they should technically be worth around $2 a piece. It's close, but it's not close enough. So with that being said, the rate that the stock is dropping, okay, and that's AMC shares, APE shares are supposed to be going up. Now here's your problem. And here's why you will lose if you own APE shares. Everyone out there is trying to rush to get APE shares because they're going to find out.
Lynn, that never includes you. That never includes you when I talk about boomer men. You know, some of my best friends, you know, have been of the boomer persuasion. And they were men too, actually. But stop the damn sniffing. I was going to comment like, yeah. Okay.
Now, what everybody already knows, once the judge passes and says, yes, let's convert these shares, he's going to dilute the float even further by awarding one share for every 7.5, which is fine, whatever he ends up voting on. Even if that doesn't go through, listen to this. As it gets announced.
Yeah, we heard that. Listen to this sniff. Yeah.
The day it gets
wow.
AMC shares will come screaming down, crashing.
So, I mean, I love Marantz. Like, he's the epitome of brain dead. He's like, oh, I'm going to explain how it works. And then listen to me. The day it comes out, it will go down. Like, okay, you didn't explain fucking shit. You're just saying what you think will happen. I guess we got half the video left. But, I mean, again, this is a narcissist. Plain and simple.
APE shares will go up, but they're not going to go up at the rate you think they are.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't care what I mean, fuck you, Marantz. You are such a fucking LARP. You're a LARP. That's what you are. You are a fucking live action role player. You are playing fucking financial advisor. You are playing investor. Hell, you're probably playing fucking husband too, for all I know.
YouTubers and Reddit guys tell you.
Never any evidence.
Completely wrong. Again, I told you almost a year ago when this Trojan horse was introduced.
No. I told you 2 years ago that GameStop was a piece of shit. I told you that. And AMC. But I said GameStop's a piece of shit too. You know, and from where I'm sitting, and this is just from where I'm sitting, GameStop is down 80% off of its all-time high. It's down 80% on its all-time high. So that's really no different than AMC. That's the same as AMC. AMC may be worse. That's 90%. What's 10% among friends? He knows the math, right? Where's the math? This is one of those situations where the teacher is going to ask you to show your fucking work. I'm asking you to show your fucking work. Where is the calculations?
It's at $27 a share. Sell now, get the hell out, because they're about to gut you. I already knew what was going to happen. I even called it to the dollar.
But
now, let me do it again for you, since you guys in the back are hard of hearing. When APE...
What a fucking cocksucker asshole. I can't wait until this fucking guy loses everything. If he even has a position in GameStop. He probably doesn't even have a position in GameStop. He probably doesn't. Show us your actual position. Doesn't matter. We'll know if he has one. We'll know. Oh, we'll know. We will absolutely know. If he disappears, if we never hear from him again, he had a position. Fuck you, Marantz. You are a fucking asshole.
And then in turn do a 10-to-1 reverse stock split. Please listen. The market cap warrants about a $2.50 share. With that being said, you're going to have about $25 a share after 10-to-1 reverse stock split. The only problem you guys don't understand, or maybe you guys forgot, is that when you see APE running, okay, guys, and they're about to convert to AMC shares, when you see APE running, write it down. And Terra is going to sell. Oh, they're going to sell many more. Remember, they have hundreds of millions of shares. They're going to sell the shares the minute it starts moving, and they're going to drop that price. And
what? By the way, I'm just a question here. What would Ryan Cohen do in the event that GameStop has a price increase. You know, kind of like the way that Bed Bath & Beyond had a price increase. Oh, yes. He'll sell out and collapse the stock price. Oh, I was just thinking out loud.
You will see exactly what happens to your...
Sorry.
They have enough volume. They have enough shares to rocket. To rocket to the bottom. Not rocket. Rocket, as in punch it, drop it, they're going to rock them, sock them, robots. Antura will control the price of this stock. Antura is the one who's going to make all the money. And that was the deal set up by JP Morgan Chase and Adam Aron. Remember whose side these guys are on. They're not on your side. You guys, you believers in the company, you believers in Adam Aron, are going to lose.
JP Morgan? What about this JP Morgan deal? I'm not aware of that. I thought they were working with Citigroup. I thought it was Citigroup. What, Manuel, what's he talking about here with this JP Morgan thing? Can we play his video with the helmet and the crash? Absolutely. RC already has his planned sale completed. Well, there might be another one. Or, you know, if GameStop runs up, I don't know. Dump it like last year's hooker.
Everything. Because you guys didn't want to listen to common sense. And
listen to that.
I've been here for a while. I've been here for 2.5 years to tell you what it was and what it's not. But please, guys, pay attention. When that conversion comes, get ready. You're going to lose everything you have. Hey, I haven't been wrong about AMC yet, and I'm not now. Peace.
But you've also been wrong about GameStop the whole time. See, this is the thing. This is the problem with Marantz. Like, everything that you say about AMC applies to GameStop. So how are you not wrong about GameStop? Well, you are wrong about GameStop. And you have been wrong about AMC, actually. We fact-checked this guy on AMC, and guess what he did? His little panties, no, they're not little, his big panties got all twisted and bunched up right in his ass crack. And he had a hissy fit. And he couldn't handle it. That's the kind of clown that this guy is. That's the kind of piece of shit that this guy is. He can't be wrong. Narcissists can't be wrong. And when they are, they just, you know, they just disintegrate. I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. Oh, go away, Wes. Nobody wants your kind here. Okay, but we wanted Marantz's video with the something, with the helmet. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. All right, guys. I'm still delusional. Okay, cool. Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, yes, right. This is so funny. We'll look at the comments later. Ape gets mega good during earnings. So maybe we should, I don't know. I kind of want to pull up the original video, but we'll do that in a minute. Okay. No, we'll not go full screen.
May appear bigger in the mirror. Oh, man. Oh, shit. What's going on? Oh, shit. Oh, baby.
There were a lot of people on this 2 million person subreddit who thought it was very funny.
Cha-ching, ching. Ching, ching, cha-ching, ching. It's in my pocket. Money in my pocket. There's the rocket, baby. There it is.
Thanks, Daddy.
You think I'm playing? No. Let's go. Hell yeah. Show us the money.
money, baby. Give me the rockets. Oh, they're doing it. Oh, they're attacking me. Oh, they want to throw us down. There it is. Here's the attack. Oh, you're going to hurt my feeling. Oh, you hurt me so hard. Oh, we just went down. Oh, $3. Oh, my God. Let me pause the music for a minute. I'm going to tell you guys the truth about GameStop in a minute, okay, guys? I'm going to tell you guys something really quick because I know it's dropping. Oh, the earnings are out? Is it out already? They lost how much? 17 cents? So they missed? Is that what they said? So it's out. They missed.
So it's out. They missed. But never fear, because you can always claim that they lost $100 million less than last year. And that's a win. That's a win, folks. That's a $100 million win. If you're Marantz Rants. Hilarious. Ah, boy. Yeah, let's spin it. Let's spin that shit. Mm-hmm. Comments. Good. We need some good loss porn. If this guy in the space helmet doesn't become an emoji on here, I'll be pissed. Oh, he did. So many different ones now. So many. Oh, it's great. Got me at let's me pause the music. There you go, Manny. This is why America is the greatest country in the world. Lots of disposable income and lots of people with poor impulse control or financial responsibility. It's how we got to the moon. I definitely want a 38-year-old man in his mom's basement with a space helmet on to tell me the truth about GameStop. Please, I'm all ears. This is Wall Street Bets, by the way, so, you know. Hey, he has a wife and 5 kids, also a manager at Costco. I don't think a manager. I think something like else. Somewhere along the line, he went full regard. One of life's great mysteries. This dude 100% buys used underwear to sniff. What's wrong with that? Thank you. I definitely needed a laugh. It's on Wall Street Bets Challenger mission. And then actually corrected. Dude was on the Wall Street Bets Mentally Challenged mission. Yes. They're attacking me. You didn't check O-rings, motherfucker. The O-rings failed. The O-rings failed. Yep. Never too soon. This is a never too soon or something zone. Okay, here we go. So what's the truth about GameStop? He never got to that part. The truth is, it's a few years out now, and there's an entire sub that still believes hedgies are out there attacking them and that it's a business still constantly struggling to turn around and fight against a trend that retail is likely dying for this particular sector. They're literally arguing for horses as the future and fuck those horseless carriage things, and then blaming big industry and not the choices of consumers using the devices as the source of their pain. The fact that people unironically believe hedgies haven't closed and have just been bleeding high borrow fees for over 2 years is fucking incredible to me. Yes, we love GME meltdown. We love GME meltdown. I guess these insanely deep conspiracies are more likely that they just missed out and are inhaling too much cope to see it. Nah, dude, they're all really geniuses who deserve to be Bezos-level rich for brilliantly putting all their life savings into a single stock that some stranger on Reddit told them was a good idea. They'd be sad if it wasn't for those evil Wall Street fat cat capitalists secretly screwing them over behind the scenes somehow. The chart shows that you're a bunch of lunatics. If apes have owned the float many times over for 2+ years, why isn't it DRS'd? If no one is selling, how are any of you buying shares? If they're all synthetic shares, then are you to say every dollar traded of GameStop has gone directly to the hedgies selling fake shares? Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. Book and movie were made about it. Let me pause the music. That's fantastic. The exact moment the big green dildo turned into a red chode. I think we hard to top that one. Bartlett Warehouse fire, February 2022. Remember that? They literally burned a building down to save their asses. Insane. Insane. What happens when there are no shares to borrow? It means short squeeze? Yes, it does. Three strikes and you're out. What do you talk? I mean, see, it's going to be different this time. It's different this time, right? 3 strikes and you're out. If you have noticed, almost every financial institution is offering 4% return on your money. Yeah, because that's where bond yields are. I mean, you're talking money market. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. O-rings needed. WD-40. Yeah, that's it. Honestly, I still maintain my view that the war in Ukraine is fighting against GameStop. They needed a way to drain the public's cash to stop us from investing via inflation from a war and the high energy prices. There's now talks of pushing Europe into a controlled recession to bring inflation down, aka we need to go hard on these fuckers. They're still buying stocks. Wow. Wasn't aware of that one. Increasing LARPing. Ever since my car broke down, I walked to and from work, found a new love for exercise, spend the money I save on GME shares, booked only. My boss thinks I'm super dedicated because I walk, gives me more money. Haven't been in this in shape since high school. And even found this hot girl I work with that drives me almost everywhere. Life's fucking good. Get fucked, Kenny. Last 2 Bed Bath & Beyond stores in the area are really rocking it. Wow. I'm losing hope. All my friends are telling me to sell. I keep buying more. They say I have a gambling addiction. I pray to the gamma gods that the gamma ramp will come soon. Oh my God. Just stop speaking to your friends about it. Simples don't need Allah that FUD playing in your head. If you're confident in your investment, then it don't matter. Well, they aren't wrong. If it hits, you make mad cash. If not, it is a lesson learned. I mean, the lesson should already be learned by now. APE gets margin called. Please note your account might not have enough real funds to maintain your open positions. Your account equity, real funds. If the real funds in your account reach zero, all your positions will be closed. Okay. Please note your account might not have, where does it say? Thanks for the concern. eToro, but I think I'll leave it B. Okay. APE has a meltdown over MOAS not coming. Wow, look at that. This post is going to get downvoted, so I'm not really expecting a good turnout, but I really couldn't give a shit looking at the state of the world, and U.S. financials honestly want the squeeze to happen less and less with each passing day. I am truly of the belief that once again, like 2008, the banks are on the wrong side of the bet, and most of America's hedge funds are going bankrupt. Will send the banks under, and I doubt the Fed is going to bail out every bank of all of them go under. I honestly believe we are going to see the worst financial crash in human history, and I wish all the short plays like GME, Mullen, Bed Bath & Beyond, and AMC never gained any traction, and they just all went fucking bankrupt, and the shorts got their wish. You guys can call me a shill. Okay. Wow. This is all fact. Patrick Byrne is thirsty for blood. This time the short sellers seem to have gone wrong with Patrick Byrne. If you look at his Twitter, he's always hungry for a fight. So he's posting videos of street fights. He will soon use his militancy to kill short sellers. It wouldn't be a meme stock live stream if we didn't mention overstock.com. Overstock. At this point, they're just trolling each other. I can keep this up for a very long time. Psh, wow. Yep. And of course, this is the real delusional shit here. Here you go. Wall Street tried for 2 years to discredit Michael Burry. We are not wrong. No, I didn't mute my mic. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You're not Michael Burry? It's literally, I mean, Michael Burry literally shorted into a position that he was a short seller. So I fail to see the parallels. Also, he was profitable, so there's that too. Power to the player is the real GameStop story. Why it's only getting started. Rob Smat. I wonder, this must be the guy. Mad Smatter must be the guy. Ken can't touch these. Well, you know, ironically, neither can you. So, congratulations. Just got promoted at work. LARP. So, I love when they use quotes from famous or successful figures and misinterpret them. Put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. I don't know if this is an actual quote from Andrew Carnegie, but GME is not, no. The floor is now 201. What? What does this mean? I don't know what that means. Is this the price of what each share should technically cost? I'm just a dumb ape. Is this how much each share will be worth? No. Downvoted. Why I love this company. I challenge the internet to find me another person running a billion-dollar public company for free and also buy shares in that company with his own money. Find me the other Ryan Cohen. 24 hours, 55,000 views, and not a single other CEO has been named yet. Well, let's say this. Ryan Cohen is not the CEO. First of all, he's not the CEO. Secondly, he's not running the company for free. I don't know how that became a thing. So, no. I mean, for a second there, I thought we were still on GME meltdown. Absolutely beautiful person. The fact he's handsome is just a massive bonus. He's not. I don't think. There is only one moment, one man, one stonk, and one Moas. Hedgies are fucked. I mean, these people are so far gone. Wow. Won't happen because everyone's about to go bankrupt. Okay. Wow. Anyway. Yeah, hedgies are fucked. Chris, how you doing? Good to see you, sir. Marantz is the trades of GME. How people don't realize this. It's absolutely insane, isn't it? Okay, here's another one.
And
wait. You can join this channel now? Real Diamond Hands, $2.99 a month. Huh, interesting. It's almost like, you know, he's not making money on the stock, so he we've seen that happen many times with these grifters. Seen it over and over with these grifters. They start out saying, oh, I'm just doing this to spread the good word. Have you guys heard about Jesus Christ? And then eventually these things pop up and say, join this channel, get access to perks. What kind of perks? Loyalty badges next to your name. A bunch of pictures of him. Can you say narcissist? Great. If we ever need members only chat, I'm set up for it. Okay, cool. I mean, $3 a month, you can support this clown.
GameStop.
Love it.
You guys are looking at the yellow first. This is your trend line for GameStop. What we've been doing, you know, this slight, we're down, like a little ramp going downhill since the squeeze of 2021. And that's what you saw, a decline on GameStop.
He just called it a squeeze of 2021. So he knows that was it. So what's he doing? To quote Phil, I am this retarded for real. What the fuck are we talking about here? If you just said it was a squeeze.
We call it diminishing return, very small ramp downward, and that's because we're buying it, right? So if they're shorting it down and they're pushing, we're fighting it back up. All the people are raising their hands and they're like, nope, we know this company's great. And yes, there's some price action in between. And these are huge swings for some people some days. But if you're numb to price action and you understand what you're looking at, understand this. From January 3rd, the start of this year, up until now,
GameStop has fully transitioned this downward push to an upward trend, and that's exactly what I'm showing you there in the blue. This upward trend, it may be small,
like,
but it's
tell me that you have no fucking clue without telling me you have no fucking clue. I mean, this is hilarious. Oh, yes. That was the turning point. Let me tell you.
going in that elevated position up and to the right. So we're coming up to one of these triangular sections, and on the chart itself, if we can have a breakout here, a leg up, you're looking at August, late August.
Oh, cool.
What kind of catalyst it would take for this to transition? I'm just letting you know, or like to break out.
I can tell you what kind it would take. It would take a fucking miraculous one. It would take otherworldly catalysts. It would take impossible catalysts. I'll go with that. Impossible.
But for me personally, I think that if you buy and hold, myself included, I'm buying and holding.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you guys what to do whatsoever.
But you just said that if you buy and hold, so you are telling people what to do.
I don't know what kind of catalyst it would take for this to transition. I'm just letting you know, or like to break out, I should say. But for me personally, I think that if you buy and hold, myself included, I'm buying and holding. I'm not telling you guys what to do whatsoever. But I'm
You just said if you buy and hold. So yes, you are. You're trying to catch yourself and go back and whatever. But no, see, that's the thing. You need people to buy and hold because this is a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. It is a pump and dump. That is not legitimate. Sorry, you lost. Hashtag SFYL.
buying and holding this company because I love the fundamentals. I love what it stands for.
Bullshit.
I embody GameStop. It's just
bullshit. Bull fucking shit.
Since I was born. But
I mean, like this guy, I mean, clearly he's a Donald Trump fan. I mean, if you ask me, he is a Donald Trump supporter. Because he'll say anything. Shit that is, I mean, if he's not a supporter, he definitely idolizes him and has learned a lot from the way that Donald Trump speaks. No, you haven't been a GameStop fan since you've been fucking born. Like, no, you haven't. And when you're talking about this shit, you cannot, I mean, it's ridiculous. GameStop was founded in 1984. You're trying to tell me that you were born 1984. No, you were... No, this guy was born at least in the 70s. And Nintendo Entertainment System wasn't even out yet in 1984 in the United States. So fuck off.
I love what
idiot.
Cohen's doing, the leadership. But guys, this is real. And yes, it takes time.
He came out of the vagina playing Donkey Kong.
It's going to swing in their favor. And yes, I know that if they had to buy back in today, it's $100 billion worth of losses. But if they're buying back in on $100 billion, can you imagine all the companies that are short, what their prices would push up to? It'd be elevated tenfold. But $1 trillion, that's what we're going up against?
What?
I'm all for it. I really am.
Where's the proof of $1 trillion?
This is their Goliath. Not at all. And I know a lot of other.
Where's the proof for that?
Buy those things so they can stay afloat, or they feel like they're going to squeeze. I wish you all the luck in the world. I really do. Whether you're an AMC, APE, Bed Bath & Beyond, Mullen Automotive, GTII, I don't care what.
These are all shit stocks. These are all shit companies, shit stocks that are going nowhere. You had your fun. You had your day in the sun. There's a reason why it has not happened since. Well, there are many reasons. Those are the same reasons why it won't happen. I don't even know. Like, this is, to me, this is parody. Like, this has got to be, this has to be an act. Nobody believes this.
Trying to fight the short that is, and or the enemy that is, of the common man. I wish you the best of luck. I just hope you have people on your side, i.e. the board of directors and other investors, not so much private equity. So when you learn the playbook and you learn who's on your side and what's the driving force, that's when you can put some respect on what this is right here. This is a phenomenal chart for GameStop, all things considered.
Oh, okay. No, it's a shit chart for any company, all things considered.
That's the point. I'm excited for the future and what they're going to be in.
Oh yeah,
how they're going to transition.
He's so excited he can't even he can't even look us in the eye. He can't even look at the camera when he says it. I mean, I've been pointing this out for 2 years now. How these clowns, when they say something so ridiculous, they can't even look at the camera. He can't even bear to look at the camera when he said that. I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
I see them going positive more and more. And what I mean by that is this. They've closed the gap on Q1. They closed it down. They took $100 million off the books as far as a loss. And that was a great swing. You go to the next quarter.
Yeah, because they didn't have because literally they didn't have the fucking inventory.
Have it pegged for 50 million. And then for the third quarter, they already penciled in 20 million on a swing, additional at least 40 million. So I feel like
imagine thinking that, you know, if you go from $150 million loss to $50 million loss, that is bullish, that is like that you're doing well and celebrating the $100 million that you didn't lose. Like, it's just,
like they can swing out all those totals and maybe they lose $100 million this year. I don't care. I'm just ballparking a number. It doesn't mean that that's going to happen because I feel like they're doing great.
They're doing great.
I'm just letting you know that.
No, their sales were worse this quarter. Like, you didn't read the earnings report, apparently, or worse sales is good to you. Imagine being this ignorant, or thinking people will believe you. What is the source of the MJ GME rumors? I don't know. Are you asking Marantz? I don't know if I know, or if I do, I must have. I don't know.
Closer to that net zero position. When that happens, it's going to wake up a lot of people on Wall Street. You know, a movie can be made, and people will start looking at that as in talking about GameStop in the past tense.
Yes, because it is.
But it's very present. It's very present, and I'm present, and I read it every day, and I look at this chart every day, trying to study the movement. So if we do have a breakout on the downside, I'm just going to tell you now. Thank you for the discount, all you short hedge.
No. Yeah, that might be what you say, but that represents money that you're losing, and there's no guarantee, promise, or even indication that it would come back. So, I mean, yeah, you can say that, but I mean, this guy is a joke.
Hedge funds out there, but you
just keep digging your hole even deeper.
A guy like me, I've been here for 2.5 years, and I'm going to keep buying. That's the truth. That was a Sunday conversation, guys, just so you can look at the chart itself.
Good.
As far as all the FUD out there, avoiding all the other distractions.
Oh, right, the Forbes. Right.
I feel like you guys can go make some money on this market. Go for it. Go find out and what it is. And the old adage, go F around and find out. Well, you're going to find out exactly what it means to lose a lot more money than what you don't have to. Me, I'm going to make money. I am. And it might not be tomorrow, and it might not be next year, and it might not be a decade from now.
Oh, right. Okay.
Somewhere in this world, this is going to pay me off more than I could ever imagine.
Give me a fucking break.
Well,
this is the most dangerous fucking shit.
I believe in you. And 3, I know math. All right, guys, GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm still here, millionaires, and I'm not going anywhere. Peace. Enjoy your Sunday.
You know what we do with videos like this? We report this for misinformation. Sorry. Scams or fraud. Boom. Idiots. It doesn't do any good, so, you know, it's just my, the only thing I can do, I guess. Let's see. I saw that, yeah, I just recently saw an article that said he was up, but this is from March of 2021. Michael Jordan's net worth down 500 million in the last year. And it talks about GameStop here because the connection with Plotkin. So I'll put this in here if you guys want to read it. I can't read all of this. There's a lot of words in here I can't pronounce, and you know, just too many words. But so what do they do then? You know, what do? They take this and Michael Jackson, like somehow this comes into that. This becomes this.
All right, so I got this one, bro. First off, Michael Jordan was margin called. That's the way it works. So when you're a billionaire and you're going to go ahead and invest money, you have to have an asset to leverage it.
Listen to him talking about billionaires like he knows. Let's see, when you're a billionaire, this is what happens. Fuck you.
You're not necessarily liquid. Most aren't. So they have assets they borrow against them, and then they assume that their returns will be more than the percentages that they're paid. Unfortunately, interest rates are going up, so you can imagine what his payments are on these assets as far as money borrowed. And certainly when you get margin called, you know, Melvin Capital got margin called. They had to come up with collateral, which they did. They came up with cash, borrowing money via Steve Cohen at 0.72, and Ken Griffin's own personal account, as well as Citadel money. So these are all individuals that Michael Jordan's very familiar with, and Gabe Plotkin is familiar with. Just so happens when he gets margin called, he has to give up his asset. Who does he sell it to? To the billionaire that actually has the money, and that's Gabe Plotkin. So as far as having minority ownership and how that works in sports teams, certainly in the NBA, only up to 20% is what minority ownership can own, and that's via private equity. Private equity is involved in certain sports teams and leagues, but not...
Oh, he loves private equity.
But you'll see it on the NBA a lot. What you don't do, you do not sell your assets. So if you're Michael Jordan, you never sell the Charlotte Hornets. It's not even a possibility.
What?
To it, you leverage against it because it's a 10x company. Most NBA...
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't fucking believe that at all. And it's not true. Like...
teams are.
I mean, not everything is as you know, as valuable as GameStop that you don't sell. I mean,
500. If you're voting on the whole damn stock market, if you're going to trade against that, you would only get about 400% return over the last 10 years. And now you're looking and giving up a 10x company? No way. No way you do that. And he's so young. He has so much time left on his tire. You know, he's got to find another business idea. And sure, F1 is part of it and everything else he's doing. But no way you cash out on one of these assets. You build wealth. You don't just go for cash. Cash is worthless. So, yeah, Jordan got margin called. That's the truth. And if you don't believe it, well, then
like, okay, yeah, facts, source, or trust me, bro.
You don't understand investing. But yes, Rico knows, but...
What the fuck?
Cash is worthless. So, yeah, Jordan got margin called. That's the truth. And if you don't believe it, well, then you don't understand investing. But yes, Rico knows, but Morantz knows a lot about finance. So figure it out. And thanks for...
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Bro, these guys, they have no clue. And if you want to compare the Atlanta Hawks, look at the private equity that owns the Atlanta Hawks. That's Tony Ressler. Go look at...
Who gives a fuck who owns what? I mean, if there's anything that doesn't fucking matter in the world, it's who owns fucking NBA basketball teams. Like, he can rattle all this shit off the top of his head. No, you don't know about finance. You know about fucking irrelevant bullshit. Irrelevant bullshit. Fake fucking sports. Jesus Christ. Yeah, go figure. He knows about all that shit. Okay, check the futures, and if anybody, does anybody have any other, are there any other videos that need to be shown? Wait, okay, the clickbait from Telegram there, yeah. Boy, these futures openings are so boring anymore. I mean, I can't remember the last time it was actually, anything actually happened. It was actually worth it. We may look at, well, I guess. So, interesting, oil under 70. May see some action there. Michael Jordan is a paper hand because he doubled his investment in the worst NBA team. Right. Precisely. Okay. This one's there's now they're saying this one's clickbait. We'll see about that. Wait, why is I don't know what I did. There we go.
So I just want to make a video to talk about doing things in life for the right reasons, you know? There's been times where I've done shit because the end state is the goal, you know? Like, the only thing that I'm looking forward to, the only thing I'll enjoy is the end of whatever I'm trying to do.
People, young people in particular, start talking about a particular stock, they get together in concert and move and all buy at the same time.
Do you remember the massive hype around AMC stock? People reading off of forums and buying AMC stock in anticipation of making a quick buck and getting rich instantly? Do you remember those times? It turns out that for the most part, this type of hype could have been fabricated and artificially designed by AMC insiders. Company insiders such as hedge funds, private equity firms, and top executives sold almost $1 billion in AMC stock over the past 2 years at prices significantly higher than they are today. People began buying the
So why did you buy it up and allow them to do that without taking profits yourself? That's a you problem.
stock based on tips and gossip spread on Reddit, chat rooms, and social media during the early days of the pandemic shutdowns. And who do you think created and orchestrated those rumors?
You're right. Take it, get the...
No. It goes back way before this clown. It goes back to GameStop, actually. Goes back to GameStop. And I'll tell you who it goes back to. Oh boy, I got roasted for talking bad about this guy in 2021. I'll tell you that. I gave my opinion on this guy. I said he was a fraud, actually. Because he was. In the sense that his true identity and his true position was not disclosed. And if you listen to all of these grifters' disclaimers, and they love to tell you that they're not financial advisors. They love to. But the one guy who actually was a financial advisor never disclosed it.
Cheers.
Keith Gill. Deep fucking value. Roaring Kitty himself. You want to know who orchestrated a lot of it? Right here. Where's he at? Been gone since the first pop-off. So, I mean, you know, it's all bullshit. It is all bullshit. But I do want to find this real quick. So, check this out, and then I got to run.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to have some of my videos I meander, right? Right now I'm going to get...
This is from July 13th, 2020. July 13th, 2020.
Right to the point. This is a disclaimer video of sorts. It's a reminder, too, because I try to mention this in other videos, too, and I'm going to comment and post it in the description and stuff, that this channel is educational in nature only. Like, I'm not providing you personal investment advice. If you're looking for personal advice, you need to sit down with a financial professional, someone who can review your personal situation, review your finances, your ability and willingness to take risk and all that stuff. My investment style is super aggressive.
So that right there, that, in my mind, that constitutes fraud. Because that's what he is. That's what he does. That's what he did. That was him. But notice he said a financial professional, advisor, whatever. He was describing his job. But let's just go on and see if he actually says that.
Aggressive, and it's so aggressive that there's a good chance that it might not be suitable for you. It might not be suitable for anyone who's tuning into the stream. So you need to remember that. And when you see things like the Roaring Kitty model portfolio, understand how much nuance is there. Like, you can't just see the top 10, top 20 positions and think, that's where I have the most conviction in a stock, or those might be good positions for you to buy. Like, sometimes they're fairly valued. Like, I wouldn't even recommend myself to be buying them. I just haven't gotten to averaging out of them and stuff. So always bear this video in mind about the inherent risks involved with my strategies and how it might not be a good fit for you. And if you're looking for advice, you need to sit down with somebody else who can help and learn more about you as an individual. And that's it. I hope this video is clear enough. But if you have questions, hit me up during the stream and I can elaborate. And yeah, that's all. Hope to see you on the stream.
So yeah, I mean, he didn't tell people to hold. However, his employer thought, well, he actually violated his employment contract. So, and that's independent of not disclosing to the public that he was a financial advisor. So anyway, I just think that's ironic that this whole thing was kicked off by a guy who was a financial advisor and knew exactly what he was doing. And it says here, yeah, I mean, and Manuel's right. He didn't tell people to buy, but, you know, he started the hype. He started the hype. All the winners left, and all we have left are bag holders and grifters. You know, and of course, we have a lot of those. So with that, let's see. Looks like the tide might be starting to turn here on the futures, but who knows? Who knows? It'll probably shoot up again after I end the stream, but of course the dollar is coming back up too, so maybe we'll see that inverse correlation return there. Now, some people, we have a couple new people. Sorry, got that Asian thing going on. Couple new people. You'll see why. We'll have one of our best, you know, our favorite sponsors here play us out. Speaking of playing us out,
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
We're doing it live. See you guys on the next stream. Stick around for the play out after the outro. Also, finance chat link in the description. Come join us. We have fun there every day. It's a never too soon zone. Never too soon. Never too soon. All right, see you there.
Not everyone is fortunate enough to know my techniques of how to make a lot of money.
The Tom Fu method differs from others in that his system teaches you how to make money in real estate immediately and enjoy life right away.
I know some of you are thinking, my seminar is the same like everybody else's seminar. My seminar is not the same like everybody else. My course is copyrighted. It means no one else is allowed to teach my unique course. Plus, my system can show you how to put money in your pocket in real estate right away.
Tom Vu says a key to making quick money in real estate is to know how to deal in distressed properties. He says you can locate money-making properties every day.
This is another house I just bought. It's worth $500,000. Using my own technique, I pay only $285,000. I make $215,000 in this house. What can you do with $215,000? You can take 10 trips around the world, send 4 or 5 of your kids to go to college, or you can even buy a Rolls Royce. Come to my seminar. I show you how to make all kinds of money. Here's a secret for you to make millions. Very simple. Learn how to do your first real estate transaction, make a small profit, and after that, don't quit. Keep repeating the same successful process many times over. You'll become very wealthy. Here's another example how easy it is you can make a lot of money. Take a look at this house, my friend. It's worth $500,000. I pick it up for $285,000, making $215,000 profit. If you can do about 10 deals like this, the way I'm about to show you, you can retire a multimillionaire. People say that I'm a genius, but I'm not smarter than anybody. I'm only a lucky boy who found a genius money-making system. In the last 5 years, many of my seminar students have applied my system and also make a lot of money. Let me take you to an actual real estate closing where you will see one of my students apply my technique about to walk away with a nice check profit. I invite you to come to my seminar, learn how to make a lot of money. Once you have a taste of a good life, you will never go back. I didn't have all this at first. I started with nothing, less than nothing. In just a few years, I made a fortune. I have everything I ever wanted. You can do the same thing too. If you know my technique to make a fortune, you don't need a credit, you don't need money, you don't even need a college degree to get started. If you have a desire, get the guts, come to my seminar. Let me show you how.
I know lots of you out there are skeptical. In my hand, framed, is a check for $203,029.32. I net in one transaction, one deal. This is a net check.
I know after watching me and my student making a lot of money, you got excited and you want to go to my seminar to learn how to make millions yourself. And a lot of your friends will tell you, don't come to the seminar, it's a get-rich-quick plan. But tell them, it is a get-rich-quick plan because life is too short to get rich slow. If someone trying to discourage you, look at them from head to toe. If they are nothing, stay away from them. You want to learn from success, not failure.
You see these checks in my hands? You know I did it. The fact is, lots of people are making money all over the country, starting with nothing. If you don't know how, the seminar will show you exactly how.
I never forget what my grandfather told me. There are 2 kinds of people in life, the doer and the loser. Which one are you? Are you sick and tired of where you are, working hard for years for nothing? Are you excited about watching my student making a fortune on TV? You know, many of these people started out with little or no cash and no credit, no experience. Do you have a guts to step out of where you are to achieve your financial freedom? Then come to my 3 hours Success and Real Estate Investing Seminar. The cover charge for this seminar is not $1,000. It's not even $500. It's not even $100. The cover charge, my friend, is free. Free. And if you're not willing to spend 3 free hours to learn from a self-made millionaire to maximize your opportunity, you deserve to be broke.